Hey, ladies and gentlemen, guys in studio, we should be live on the closing argument. Welcome to the closing argument, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Ansu and the rest of the guys? The closing argument is coming on. So we are ready. So welcome, guys. We back with the closing argument. Lofa Julius should be leading us today on this show. He should be the moderator. Uh, so once he comes in, I will turn it over to him, and he's going to be moderating for us today. But yes, the closing argument in live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, we just getting things in order. As soon as we get this in order, we will be starting shortly, ladies and gentlemen, on what's happening in the Republic of Liberia. This is where we bring you news, and on the fair and balanced side, our friend and brother, we love to have you always, Christian Roberts. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the closing argument. Christian Roberts. When this family let off the firework on the 4th of July. You are the man. Welcome, man. All is well, Mr. Christian Roberts, my friend. Cyrus Jane, watching from So Plain, and welcome, Cyrus. We're glad to have you on the closing argument today. Welcome, guys. Share the show. Welcome to the closing argument, guys in studio. If you are there, I send you a flyer to put up, guys. If you can hear me, can you come on and do this for us? I put this flyer on. We just like to play as we invite people. UJ, one way, watching from Johnsonville. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome. To the guys, would like to continuously thank our friend at Truth FN for helping us take this show to where it should be going. You guys have been a very great partners in helping us to take this show to where it belongs, folks. Welcome to the closing argument. My name is Henry Peabody. Our presenter today is going to be Lofa Julius. He's still making his way. He hasn't come yet, but once he get in, we'll bring it to you. Dixon Taif Foley is watching from Central Africa Republic. Great guy, great. Moses Royal, watching from District Number 3. Welcome, Moses. And Thompson B. Boss, always watching from all the way Australia. Guys, you know what we're going to do later. We're going to try to put together closing argument t-shirts, and you know we're going to get it out there. But you guys have give us the courage and the hope every day to keep this show going. It's not a joke when you come here and sit here for 4 or 3 hours. You know, it's tough. You know, when we started this before with other network, you know, we worked for 3-4 hours. I mean, you talking about 2 years we were on another network. So we're going to be working. Thompson B. Boss, Ambassador Senior Mentor. What happened? Cell Block D, her, our man isn't coming back. I don't know who to call. Cell Block D. Can you clarify who is Cell Block D? And so, easy. So, but yeah.
Via TV. So let's see what we can go for it right here. And then cross over to Peabody. Welcome to the weekend edition of Closing Argument, folks. Here on True 96.1. Welcome, we cross over to Dr. Peabody.
Thank you, Ansu. Thank you, Ansu from FN Morovia, Liberia. Thank you. We are back. So welcome on the Bataron Kekula, watching our program from Trenton, New Jersey. So what happened to sub? Look, man, I get it. I'm not going to that. But welcome you guys. Also, let the guy know I sent him a flyer and a video that I want to try to play before the show. We get into real discussion. Well, I don't know about other people.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about other people's problem, who was, I don't wish anybody bad for anybody. I don't wish anybody going to jail. I don't wish that, but we'll just do our best to keep the argument going. Yeah, going. We've had some tough times. I've tried to see if they could get us off. It's not possible. We are strong and we're on our best. But also I can hear echo. Ambassador RC Nimland. Good to see you as well. So guys, as you join us, just share the show. We will be the happening as it is. I'm so I can hear myself. Guys got to. Hello? Okay, now.
Yeah. I think it should be better now. Is it better?
Yeah, it's better now. I'm not hearing myself again. Yeah.
Okay, better. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So we should be, having a lot happening today. Happy Friday, Professor Kennedy. He's watching as well. Hope you'll be joining us soon, Professor Kennedy. But the closing argument, as I said, is here to stay, guys. We are not going to go away. We will do our best. As time goes by, you will see a lot is going to happen, a lot is going to change, and a lot of great things happening here on the closing argument because we bring you real information. We don't try to put people down. We don't try to destroy people. We just bring the fact as the fact and the fact. They said no sound. Guys, are you guys hearing me? Professor said he's not hearing me, so I may have to go out and come back.
All right, so I go that Peabody will join shortly back here the program closing argument here on Truth FM. As he said, maybe some due to some clinical private, but he will definitely join us shortly right here on the program here on Truth FM. All right, so for those of you who follow us on Facebook, Larry Kennedy, okay, Kennedy, all right, he said no sound, okay, Chief Larry Kennedy said no sound, Chief, we are working on it, James Kuyatet, say good evening, closing argument, James Kuyatet phone in Pins your double road, hands up to you, James Kuyatet. Dr. Kennedy, is it better now? They just since like fighting for 9.
1 2 1 2.
Much better. All right, thank you, Dad. All right, so it's better now. The sign is back.
Okay, back. Okay, great.
Yeah, he says back.
Good. Yeah, so guys, we are here to this Friday, and there's a lot to unpack here. There's a whole lot to unpack, but as you make your way, just share the show. Koto, always bless Momalu. Good evening, guys. Welcome. Just share the show. Kevin G. Allen, according to our gentleman agreement, everything is going well. All right. Kevin Allen, welcome, guys. Welcome to the closing argument. There's a lot we're going to unfold here tonight, and as the other panelists try to make their way here, we'll just bring it to you. How you doing today, Ansu? How's your Friday going?
Why Very good, Dad. My Friday is perfect, going good. Just since this morning back home here, we been experiencing rain,
Okay.
and we are into the rain time. So
Mhm.
yeah, but you cannot stop normal activities for going on. So you have to keep pushing. Everything is good, and good to be on the weekend edition of a closing argument.
Thank you, my brother. And again, man, we owe you guys a lot. You guys ensure that this show go live on Monday, Wednesday, and even Thursday. You got ensure that it goes live for the Liberian people. And you know what I like about Truth FM, they are one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the country. They go almost everywhere in Liberia in the 13 counties. You know, and that's why we like to use you guys because everybody around Liberia listening to us when we come on, and that's one of the great thing I like about Truth FM. We're supposed to be on Hot FM, so if you're in Liberia and you can hear us, let us know. But these guys,
Mhm.
sure, they stay here late night after hours, ensuring that this show takes place. So what we're gonna do, hopefully next week, we're gonna just try to kick a little gift to send them for the July 26th celebration. So we ask all of you just save your the 10, 20, 100, 200 buck, whatever, so we can at least buy these guys a soft drink. Let them have a meal for July 26th. Our goal is to do that, and we'll try to do that next week for these guys who have helped us. We don't pay them. I mean, they just have work. They stay out late nights, go home 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. just to ensure that the closing acumen is getting to where it should be. And we want to encourage you to come up to and let's be a support because without you, this show will not go on. It will not happen. So guys, we want you to do this. So let's continue to recognize some of our folks here. Yamtro Kranga, Professor Kenneth is watching. He will be back with us soon. Poto always bless Mamalu. He said, "Good evening, guys." Kelvin G. Allen. He said, "According to the gentleman agreement, everything is going well." Henry Doe, watching from Massachusetts, Boston, USA. Josiah Masale, welcome, Josiah. He's watching from District Number 5 in Montserrat County. Well, Bob Joe, welcome. Bob, you guys didn't know that Kev said he was leaving the show. Uh, 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 if Kev not on the show, Wilson Ackerman, he Kev was leaving. Kev said he was leaving, so there's nothing we can do if somebody wants to leave. So nobody's bound that when they come here, they got to stay. Anybody wants to leave, they leave. But Jerry, welcome, Jerry. Welcome to the Closing Acumen. So welcome, Jerry, and watching from Hopper. Okay, great, Jerry. Thank you for watching from Hopper, and we are delighted to have you as you make your way here, share the show. Uh, 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 Couple of newspaper headline here today that I'm going to just pop through and read, waiting for our other panelists to come here. There are a couple of newspaper headlines that I'm reading. So I'll read this. They call the Nima Renaissance. It's another newspaper, Nima Renaissance. First time hearing, but then they say here President Barker attracts Dangote attention. Okay. Recently the president is in Nigeria, and the richest man in Nigeria, I think, paid him a courtesy call. Uh, and the Nima Renaissance is saying here again, uh, uh, creating a conducive environment, Liberia's second lady in action. I hope I can read it. The wife of President Jeremiah Cohn, Madam Celeste Stephanie Dan Cohn, Liberia second lady, has demonstrated her potential to fulfill her assignment in challenging times. Following a full completion and renovation work at the Group of 77 headquarters, Manacon received praises for creating a conducive environment for people living with disability in Monrovia. I think that was done on Tuesday. So we're seeing our second lady, coming up. The wife of the Vice President Jeremiah Combs. I think she was there to dedicate the Group of 77 building, and that building had been away for a while, been a mess for a while. And I'm glad that they can restore it for the folks living with disability, because there are a lot of folks in Liberia. They are in the streets. They are everywhere. You go from supermarkets. They are either standing
Mm.
there and begging for a few dollars and stuff like that. So that's it. Let me read another newspaper, and then they say arrest the arrest agenda in motion. Government promotes food security. President Bouaka congratulate France. And then the Inquirer newspaper. Wow, this paper been around for a while. Uh, they said the Global Fund boosts Liberia health sector as government launches over US 117 million dollar grant to fight HIV. Oh wow, that's okay. Yeah, he's getting it up there. Yeah, that's great. That you are putting it up. Well, guys, again, let's share this show. We coming to you live from Monrovia, Liberia, on the closing acumen. So let's share this, share it around, and as soon as possible, we will begin. We'll begin to talk about some of this. Yes, one of the headline: global health boosts Liberian health sector. The government launches over US $117 million grant to fight HIV. I didn't know if HIV was such a major in Liberia. I haven't heard much. That's a lot of money. That money should probably be going to renovate JFK in my. But I think if JFK had that money, JFK would be fully restored. Uh, 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 they say failure to intervene in rape case in Abuja. Mission hunts Dr. Conte. Yeah, I know there was a case where a young man working at the Liberian embassy in Nigeria, where he sexually assaulted this I think was the press attaché, his daughter, and for a while that happened for a while, where they sexually assaulted that lady, and then the young man, I think Dr. Conte did not do much about it. He didn't do anything really, and this girl was sexually abused. She was going through a lot, and then I don't know how the case ended. It just got quiet. The father was on a network that we work on, Spoon, and he talked about all of that. And today we see there's nothing wrong, and that the Contana is going to be the acting president of the University of Liberia. In my capacity, I believe he should have been fired at the time, but that was in the CDC government. He should have been fired because of he did not do much to protect the rape victim. In fact, it was Senator Snow and others who really tried to provide some help to this young man. Anyway, that's Liberia. Liberia is the place where people go. You can commit crime, and because of the justice system is so weak, and people get away with it, and then they get awarded again in the end with high profile position. And that's Liberia. That's Liberia for us, folks. They go and so let's continue reading, bro. Let's continue reading. So, uh, 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 African Europe partnership to launch what phase 3 of what clinical trial in early what pregnancy? Oh wow, I don't know what group is that. It's to clinical trial in early pregnancy. I don't know what is that. I don't know what that means. So 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 uh, 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 so I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy. I see there's something that Lofa just posed. Uh, oh, okay. Anyway, I'm not going to read that, Lofa. So, and so Yep, but guys, let's try to do this, guys. Let's what can you put the next paper up? Can you put the next paper up, guys? We ask you to hit the share button. Hit the share button. Yeah. Okay. What they're saying is the independent newspaper. Agriculture minister highlight the importance of food production. Of course, food production is important, but it's Liberia ready to produce food? It's Liberia ready at this time? You know, over 24,000 in power. Where were they in power, and when were they in power for food production? Over 24,000 in power. When did it happen? When did 24,000 people get in power according to the independent newspaper? They said 24 people were in power. In what way? I want to see that. I want to see that happen. I want to see when did that take place and who are the 24,000 people that got in power. You know, so that's why I say, I would like to read further on that. So all right, so let's continue reading, but let's continue reading here. 24,000 in power. Wow. Where? When? You see. But welcome, guys. Welcome, Ja Eddie. He said we are here for the closing acumen. Welcome, guys. And you know what we're going to be doing next time? To get all of you involved, we'll try to bring in 1 or 2 viewers to come on the show live and just share with us for 3 or 4 minutes. And then, if you're interested, hit me up, and then we'll bring it on one of the shows, maybe today or sometime next week. But we want to make sure that some of you guys can make it. But yeah, what's the next newspaper, guys? Let's share the next stuff. Got that story there. You said 24,000 people in power. That I don't know what that comes from. When were they in power? Hey, Dr. Howard Jones. Welcome, Dr. Jones. Welcome to the Closing Acumen. It's good to have you on the Closing Acumen, Dr. Jones. I hear lack of public awareness. This paper is called the Hot Pepper Newspaper. Potential threat to war crime court implementation. Of course, the war crime court started off with a lot of mobile stuff. So of course you're gonna have threat to it. A lot of feature looking stuff, people involved, people going after other people, telling them they should not be part of the war and economic crime court. They have a long list naming people. This person should not be there. This other person. They even went as far as to the U.S. ambassador to for war and economic crime court, that she must not be involved in all of that. You saw the live hearing that was held on Capitol Hill, and they have people there calling for some people not to be involved and not come near it. I don't know what was the logic behind that. So, I mean, there will be a threat towards that because the way it's going and some of the stuff involved. Liberia observed World Population Day. Wow. What's the population of Liberia now? It's very important. So, and then at the end, they say what? Imam Abdullah Tunis, uh, Islamic Institute to hold the 34th graduation. The 34th graduate on Sunday. Patrick Forde, welcome, Patrick. Okay, I've seen that, guys. You can take it down. Let's try to put the other stuff out. Please share, guys, as we get into the show. I'm just waiting for the other panelists to join me, and then we'll begin our discussion today. I'm just waiting for the other panelists to come on, and then we'll begin our discussion for the day. Our man Toga, our man Lofa Julius, Grace Guad, Professor Kennedy, Tony Josh should be traveling to Minnesota, Benjamin Sanvee, and all of that. Eugene G. Deborah, please share the show. You're right. We need to share the show, guys. We need to share the show. Please do. Okay, guys, let's share the other. Let's play the other stuff I send you for the other ad that I send you. If we can just bring that on. The one that I send you for the. And so, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one. And then let's let's do the photo first, and then we'll put the video up. This is for our. This is from some of our our friends in Europe. If you can get that up, yeah, it's from our friend in Europe. So we can if we can get that up, that would be great. I'll just get it on the screen. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, great. Can you make the screen a little bigger so that folks can see? Patrick Sanvee. Thank you. Great work, guys. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick Sanvee. This is. Thank you, James, for sharing. Thank you. This is from the. Guys, can you make this a little bigger? The Liberian Association in Deutschland, European Federation of Liberian Association, EFLA. They are celebrating July 26th in Wolfsburg, Germany. And these guys are a great fan of the closing acumen. They watch us religiously, and our friends in Europe. And the date is July 26, 27, and 28. And it's going to be held in Germany, Wolfsburg. And the keynote speaker will be Senator Amarcone, Senator of Bapuru County. And the guest of honor will be Honorable Senator, the nation only Ebola hero, Honorable Sir Hallie Joseph. He will be the guest of honor. The Liberia permanent resident to the IMO, Honorable Robert Monsieur Pade, will be there as well, and ambassadors and other government officials will be there as well. So this is for the folks in Europe, and we'll have a lot of folks here from the U.S. who will be traveling, and the closing acumen will be there as well. I'll be there representing the closing acumen. Other folks will be watching. So we encourage our friends in Europe and other places watching that have not made up their mind yet to be part of this great celebration, to come and share and be there. I mean, it's great. I love going to Europe every year and celebrating with those folks. They, great people. You'd be surprised. Thousands and thousands of Liberians in Europe, and they always, have a great program. You're talking about Holland, Belgium, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Paris, France, and all of that. So it's an honor that Honorable Connie will be speaking. So we're looking forward to it and looking forward to a great program. So, guys, let's share the other video, and then once the guys come, we will begin our show. But we'll share this for the folks in Europe. Join these guys. Let the other video that I just sent you. Let's just share this, and then we will. Yes, if you can share that. This is from Europe, our friends in Europe. So let's share that video. If you guys bring it up, great.
You just never blow my mind, baby. You fine, girl. I wanna make you mine. If I know my I go die, you. Me and they gonna be mad, you take me go Liberia. I wanna go Liberia. Take me to your mama. I wish I love you.
All right, guys. So this is from our brothers and sisters in Europe. They follow the closing acumen religiously, and we are very honored to have them as our partner in Europe. In fact, the president of the Liberian Association in Europe is watching. Mr. Francis Menza is watching as well. So Mensa, when you get ready to come on the show, we also will be reaching out to you, because our friends in Europe say that we have not brought anybody from Europe to be on this show to represent Europe as well. So we're going to be asking you to give us designate somebody who will be coming on the closing acumen 3 times a week, to form part of the conversation. Since the conversation is about Liberia, we're going to be asking you as well to designate somebody that will come on this show 3 times a week as we talk about as we talk about Liberia. So, guys, if you are in Europe, the program is July 26th to the 28th in Wolfsburg. A lot of folks will be there. Honorable Cunning, Amar Cunning, Senator Saad Joseph will be there. We talked about this last night. Honorable Robert Potter will be there. So come up and see some of your government officials. I understand that the folks in Germany are asking for a town hall meeting with Honorable Cunning. So, man, that would be very interesting. You guys need to come and let us do this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the closing acumen. Welcome to the closing acumen. Maybe at the end of the show, we'll try to play that video again at the end of the show. But welcome to the closing acumen, and we are talking about what is happening in Liberia. Ansu, tell us what's the latest news in Liberia. Guys, let's keep this video here. We'll try to put it on after the show. But Ansu, tell us what's going on in Liberia.
Why? Thank you again for having me on that. As I said, it's going to be on the weekend edition of a closing argument. Wonderful to have me on, and we just been following some of the activities that happen in the country, especially some major happenings. Few days ago, there was a shooting that took place around the president and the former president resident, which led to the death of a 15 years old boy. And I think that as of then, that the police went there to carry on this issue of rain, where they have those that are involved in the drugs, what we call the zombie or maybe the coach. So police went there to carry on their operation, and in that process, one of the police officer, I don't know, but we did some follow that. I think it's on an investigation. There was a live bullet in which killed a 15 years old boy, and it raised serious attention in that, especially from the rehab community, and even which led to students protesting. And but we've been doing some follow up on it. There have been some concerned youth group calling for justice for the child, and we also did a follow up knowing that the police RG Inspector General Gregory Common paid a visit to the bereaved family, and he went there to sympathize with the bereaved family and promised them that the police are doing everything possible in terms of investigating to know exactly what's happening and what's went wrong for the loss of their child from a police officer. So that has been one of major development uh, from our end here, and we also been following on now the president letter from yesterday, and now we are getting to understand that the president will submit documentation for ratification process and procurement of the yellow machines. All right, so he says that this government will not honor the rules of law. So I know that when people choose who they voted for, the House of Representatives, the House of Senate, will wait on documents for now the president to show to the Liberian people. We are not in terms of maybe disobeying the rules of law, or we're not going contrary for the law. We're going through the lawful process. And he said that every document will be shown to the people. So there are so many things happening in the country, And as I said, and those are just few things.
I had a video. You guys had a video a few minutes ago about the police director going into the home of the little boy that was killed, 15-year
Yeah,
old shot.
the 15 years
If that guy
old.
can put it back, if he can put that video back up, a 15-year-old was shot, and they can't tell you what led to that little boy being shot. They can't tell you.
Yeah, from the resident of that area, also then the police went to carry on the raid on the just issue. Yeah, police went on there. There should be a ghetto and other stuff in that community. I think the police went on there uh, to raid the place, and there where this entire incident occurred. So we don't know what the cause of the live bullet. Nobody know where it came from, what the main reason, but we were informed that police went there. Or I think there should be a ghetto somewhere around there, and
But
it was why I went to carry on such operation. And unfortunately for them, this child was caught off in the situation. So the IG paid a visit to the family and promised him that investigation is going on. They're going to make sure to to go through the matter. The officer involved, he has already been charged at 10 over, and to go through the officer involved, he has been charged already, and he'll go through the court process. So, and RG just saw it necessary uh, to go there on behalf of the Bird National Police ahead and face for the police to go there and see the family, to speak to the family, talk to them, because it was raising a huge attention at the Peabody, where, as I said, students even took the street to protest, concern, uh, yeah, concern youth groups in the community, even they went out there uh, uh, to protest. So it was necessary that the police RG, his team, pay this visit to the family of the 15 years
so
old boy.
okay, if I understood you rightly, you said that the police officer had been arrested
Yeah, yeah,
for shooting. So it appears that there was a foul play right there. This kid was not part of the drugs. He was not part of anything, and they went there was shooting, and they killed this 15-year-old boy.
yeah. This is why I say he was caught up now in a situation, where you enter, you see people just running, head to scatter, yeah, such area, and you see them, everyone know, even if you're not part of such situation, maybe of fear, you just start running to, and I know it was how this child was just caught up, maybe his parents sent him on his way home.
Okay,
So
we got a feeling. Let's try and play this video.
yeah, that's the model.
We're still waiting on the police because they just found the situation now. And to us now, justice will be prepared. We're waiting to see for now.
So we understood that people were planning to have some protestation because of how the fellow died. So what are you hearing yourself?
Yeah, they said tomorrow we're going to have protest tomorrow. But for now, the police is appealing to the family to talk to the friends, the people in the community to stop the protest until justice can be done. But we're waiting on the police for justice.
What verdict do you want in this case?
Justice.
Justice.
Justice. For the innocent soul.
How long as family will waiting to hear from the police?
Well, tomorrow there will be a meeting for the family and the police. So we'll be waiting to see.
How has the police been involved since the incident happened?
The police went cool and calm. They've been taking over and
Have they
peaceful.
visited you before?
Yes, twice.
And what are some of the things we discussed?
They're only discussing justice for now.
So, tell us, as a citizen of Liberia and as a resident of this community, what can you tell fellow citizens as it relates to protestation and, let's say, creating some disturbances as it relates to the death of this little child?
I want to tell them the peaceful citizen of Liberia to remain calm until we see quick justice. Because in cases that we can call it, we have to call it accident. But then on the other side, people see it to be different thing, but we still hoping to hear from the police.
And so I think you gotta mute your
How the whole thing happened?
Well, I was not here. I was not on the scene when it happened. But reliable soul, according to reliable soul, they said that Maulo had encounter with another man. They have argument. Through that argument, he called police in. And they tried to carry the man. The people on the avenue said that the man shouldn't go. While in that riot, police they started running in the community. I had a boy putting sand in a bag behind the place here to put it up to have their horse. I saw him there for the shovel. He got up with a new body on his chest.
So, okay. All right. What
And then he fought. He came in front of the house and how he fell down in front of his mother. And his mother turned him over. He saw the bullet. He saw the blood pulling from him.
How old was he?
16 years old.
60? At what hour are we talking about?
Like 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
What effect did loss have caused to the family?
Wow, great effect. Great effect. Yeah.
Normally, when someone died in our Liberian setting, we have priests called to the person. Who this boy was prior to his death today?
It was my friend, my friend and husband's sister, son.
I mean, who was he? Was he a rude kind of person?
No. He was not a rude. He was in Kenija. Not free, took a while, coming to private.
What's the relationship you have? Is it as a sister, auntie, or what relationship did you have with him?
My friend, sister, my friend, sister,
Son.
son.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your name, ma? Your name?
He call it
Weedy Collie?
PD call it.
Weedy
All right,
Collie.
guys, you can
So
take it
thank
down. We'll come back to it later.
And so, folks,
All right, guys. Welcome, Sylvester. Welcome, Grace. We were just watching a live video of a 16-year-old kid that was shot by the Liberian National Police, and part of the video will show the director or the inspector general. I don't even know why we calling police. Why we can't just deal with our old system, the police director. We're trying to copy things from Ghana or the Europe. I mean those British colony and stuff like that. But I saw Inspector General Gregory going there and trying to, apologize to the family and calm them down. These things happen from time to time. At the end of the day, nothing happened. No, you don't hear any investigation results, nothing, and that will be the end of it. And that's how a lot of young people die. Up to now, the police still can't tell us what happened to those 3 young boys that died, and they said they got drowned, but they don't have any report. Never found the body, nothing. Now we have another situation. I understand the police went in there to raid people for drugs and other stuff, and then this young man got killed. So I want you guys to just share about it. Yeah, that's the photo of the police director, going there, and I mean, and that's a good step, I must admit. But what will we get out of the investigation? Let's start with Sylvester. Welcome, Sylvester, and then we'll go to Grace.
Thank you,
Also,
Dr.
you
Peabody.
can remove the picture now. The picture.
Thank you, Dr. Peabody. Let me say welcome to Auntie Grace. I know are you back in the U.S.?
I am. I am back in the
Yes,
US.
I saw.
Okay, so your internet will be great. Okay.
Yes, it's working great.
Yeah, I saw the very proactive uh, political consultations you engage in with people from the other side of the political divide. And I thought Grace said that she was not really into politics before, but she acting as though someone been in politics for 2 decades and then engaging for all the different political lines. But yeah, it was great that you went back home to Accra, Ghana, back to the country, and you back in the US. Thank God you sailed through the rough turbulence and you back home. But yes, Dr. Peabody, I myself had some problem with this process about the nomenclature given to the police chief. Now, that's the kind of nomenclature we gave to do in Nigeria. Nigeria is a federal country, the inspector general, because you have to inspect different regions.
Yes.
We are a country of just 43,000 square miles, very small country. There's no need of referring to the police chief of our country, inspector general. No, police director is okay. You are directing the police of Liberia.
Yes.
33,000 square miles. It's a very small country. Nigeria is a country of 280 million people. It's a federal nation. So the inspector general have to inspect from this state to the next state to the next state to the next state. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I listened to the chief protocol officer of the Liberian National Police, Sam Collins, the former assistant defense minister, posted yesterday this photo you just put out. The inspector general in their own nomenclature, I would say that, pay a courtesy visit to the family. It's unfortunate that we need to have the basic regimentation, and during basic line through the military and that of the police, we have to be well regimented in terms of when to use force and when to use that the force will always have to meet. We need to always put the force to the level of where it is coming from. That force was very disproportionate. If you are applying disproportionate force on a kind of a defenseless individual, it's troubling. And I listened to what the inspector general said, that the excuse of that officer is not acceptable. The officer acted against his regimentation and the rule of engagement, and he's going to be charged appropriately and forwarded to court for prosecution. It's unfortunate for the young man for that situation to occur, and I sympathize with the family. I understand the pain the family is in currently and the rest of what it's affording. There's a lot of things happening across the country. And we as politicians, we have to discuss it from different lenses, if you will, and we have to focus on how we intend to go about that. But it's unfortunate. It's quite frankly unfortunate. We were just talking the last time about the resignation of the finance minister, and now hit the reality that the finance minister has resigned. And he's resigned officially. And now we're talking about who's going to come to be the next finance minister. There's other that's trying to claim more or less this process on that line also. Modi Kamara, that is the economic advisor to the president, was tipped to be the finance minister, but he misbehaved in Abuja. He really misbehaved in Abuja. The information is that he was under the influence of some alcohol or something, went to the president, instructing the president that were not to appoint him in the next time he will resign economic advisor. So the information we're gathering is that the president would not name him now as the next finance minister. That's where Gossip Gafan going to picture into the process of being the next finance. So a lot of things happening in the country, but it's unfortunate, quite frankly, that it will happen to this family, and we are actually sending our thought process to the family in this kind of a difficult times. But today, again, as we quickly go integration coming, as we said the last time we came, I'm currently in Maryland. I'm in Colombia. We've come to sympathize with Mr. Reeves, Mr. Emmanuel Nuku Reeves. He lost his junior. His son just died tragically, lost his life. Untimely death, I will refer to that, on the 23rd of June. Today was his home going. He was interred today. We came to sympathize with the family. We again want to extend our deepest sympathy to the Reese family on the occasion of the demise of their beloved son today. So, I mean, it's unfortunate actually that the family in the breast feeling what we are observing today.
Oh, yeah. Again, we extend our sympathy to Mr. Inuku Reese for his son. I watched part of that live today at the funeral. I watched it live through Reverend C. Levi Martin. I think he's a cousin to
Yeah,
Reverend Martin.
Reverend Martin was actually he
Yeah,
was in the clerical. Was that the clerical stand?
yeah. The clergy, the clergy, the
Yeah, the
clergy. Yeah,
clergy stand. I'm not. I'm not.
yeah.
I'm struggling to be what I would refer to. I know Grace is a believer. I'm struggling to be one, and so I don't know all the appropriate nomenclature anyway. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. I saw Reverend
it's,
Martin.
it's a
I saw
clergy.
the political Reverend Martin. Don't put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. I think he and Nuku Reese are first cousin, and
Okay. Got that.
yeah, cousin. So, yeah. But Nuku Reese is a very good man, very, very good man. Unfortunately, his son passed. We just keeping our prayers and our thoughts and our best wishes with him. But yes, Sylvester, you said it rightly when you talk about us copying from Nigeria and other British colonies, talking about Inspector General. Why not we just keep our own police director, all of that? But that child passed, and I think the police director, I believe he acted right by coming up, condemning, and then you know firing that guy and putting out there to be persecuted. I think that's a great step, and I hope something come out of it. But Chris, you just got home. Welcome, and thank you for staying out because I know you got back and the day is going to look different. You will wake up middle of the night from the jet lag and all of that. But we happy to have you, Grace. Welcome back. And you
Thank
shining.
you.
You look like you shining, Grace. I don't know what
Oh,
you ate, but you look good.
Peabody, you know you just won't play because you know I always shining anyway. But and that bro, not take anything away from me when it comes to that. I will remain shining. So, but thank you guys for welcoming me back, and I'm happy to be here. I had a lot of problems, like we were trying to get the internet to pull up on the show, and I was practically staying in one of the faster places, so I don't understand how still we couldn't get internet. But I figured out that my phone was 5G, my phone is 5G in America, but when I go to Liberia, it's 3G. So it means that the internet in Liberia is 3G. So we are behind when it comes to that. But when I get to Ghana, my phone hits 5G, and then I can get on the show and stay on the show, a little bit more than when it comes to Liberia. And that's how you know Liberia is behind. And with the whole thing about the Inspector General, like bro, we always copycat stuff. I don't know why it's said that we just can't be who we are. It's always like even with us as individuals, other people see you, they start to copy what you do, copy your lifestyle, copy the things that you resemble other people. But everybody was made in the for themselves and they exactly how God wanted you to be. Be yourself. Liberians are copying so much until we have copied the people culture, the people where they give their nomenclature to other government positions in the country. You cannot compare Nigeria. By the way, I stay in Nigeria for almost 2 years. You cannot compare Nigeria when it comes to these things to Liberia. It's totally different. I think two states of Nigeria joined together is Liberia. So you cannot, in these states that the Inspector General go to inspect in Nigeria, they are states well developed like Port Harcourt and Benin. They built these states. I mean, all these states are well developed, have a functioning government system going on. So there is no way you can come and take our police director and start getting inspector general for those villages you have 4 counties in Liberia. But those are villages. Some of them they don't even have a correct police station erected in those places. So let's just be fair, and we have to speak the truth for like what the change. So I just think that whole inspector general thing is trying for all Mr. Freeman because I don't really think he wants that. The man is a very humble man. I got to meet him, and I don't think he even wants that kind of title behind him. But that's why the Liberian people have level for him, so it just on him like that. But going on to the what happened with that police officer shooting that young boy, It's not strange to us. I shared something in the back in our chat room there. You see that there's an officer by the name of Fanny Moore.
Grace went off. Trying to see. Not seeing her. Let me see. Well, Grace, how come you went? I went off, Grace.
I don't know. I'm backstage. I don't know how I went off. I said
Yeah.
somebody playing with it. They didn't want me to speak. You said you know now. When you talk to sometimes they don't want you to say the truth. So it hurts. So they gotta just push it up. But I will continue to speak the truth. So there's this guy.
Disclaimer, I don't have control of anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But there's this guy, Officer Boyman Taylor, who was assigned to the anti-theft current team from the LEC or whatever they get a current from right now, and they went to do inspection on current and started figuring that more people were doing LEC theft on current in the country. So they went to the particular house, but because there's a man called Vanny Moore, he's an officer himself, and he's a lower officer than Officer Taylor though. But he challenged Officer Taylor with the anti-theft corruption team from the LEC, with the police that were assigned to them. He challenged those people. Guess what? Because he's friends to Yompi Kanga, and she will protect him. So he challenged the people, brought weapons, and exchanged threats that he would kill the man just because they how they call her, they put him is related to him, and the house that they went to go, the foreigner that was stealing current, the person who got the horse live here in America and stealing current in Liberia, and because they're attached to this team, nobody should do them anything, and it's a sad situation. There is a dark cloud over that country. When you get there, you can see the dark cloud. One of my friends told me, he said, Grace, when I call you in Ghana, you cannot happy. But when you went to that brother, there's tension on you when you're talking to me, say you just the tension just there. Because there's a dark cloud, the people look sick. The whole country Broad Street look like there's a bat over the place. Everything looks just dark to you. The country needs a facelift. I don't understand how these people wear coat suit and dress up rather expensive cars and go and meet other people in other nations that the country is flourishing and feel proud. The people look down at you. Let me just tell you today. Your think by coming out of the country and acting hip and riding expensive car and taking first class in flight makes you any better than the poor people in the country that they dark cloud over and over other. You should really think twice and think strong, because the international community, they are laughing at you. I saw that, and I was actually in the beginning, and they were laughing at your Liberian government official. It's a shame for them to go, for that man to go and have the audacity to shoot that little boy. And we hope that this thing is investigated, because if the boy did not pose any threat to him, he had no right to take his life. It's not fair to his parents. It's not fair to his family. It's not fair to Liberia. It's not fair to the communities, because now they will have people on a fear, and the people already look like they live in fear. The dark cloud is upon the people that brush where used to be nicer people that were coming from school, yeah, what uniform, can't see or walking, going, feeling proud, they place in the middle of the street. The whole place just dark, there's something covered it. Yeah, every building dirty, like feeling filthy. It's a sad situation in that country. I was so happy to get out of there, and I thank God I'm out of there, because I didn't want that dark cloud to kind of over me. I'm too active to receive that kind of darkness. So we hope that the case is investigated. And the case about the power table, this other police officer by the name of Fanny Moore, who is threatening the other officer, then he is subordinate to those officers, threatening the point that he will kill them and nothing will come from other end. The people got videos, and we have not heard any investigation yet. We don't even know whether they will investigate the case with the child that was just murdered, because he was murdered. We don't know what will be, but we're hoping that Gregory Cuomo do the right thing, because we trust in him that he will do the right thing. He knows way better, and he will do the right thing.
Yeah, we're hoping that they will do the right thing. I mean, I just saw the. I'm going to send it to the guy so they can put that up as well. I just saw the news of the guy trying to threaten people, hoping that Gregory Cuomo, the police director, I will call him director because that's all I've been used to with him when I was born, calling police director. Well, Grace, you said some very, the condition of the Liberians is really, and that's why sometimes when I go there, I always think about something significant that I can do to help people rather than just going there and trying to show off what I have and what I acquire in America, what I'm doing. So that's why I've devoted my time in going to some of those challenging places, difficult places in providing to help provide clean water in the villages and things like that. Because I see people, I see my friends, and sometimes it's so challenging when you try to go and see your friends and see the condition you live in. I always say to myself, I wish I had money and I just can change this individual situation right now. I wish I could do it. I wish I could just do something to elevate his life. Some of those folks will be there and they will die. We see a lot of our age group dying before. Some people even die before they reach 40 or reach 50. They're dying because of the hardship. How they get meal to eat, the worry about job, worry about the children going to school. And what about others are living the proper life, how they call it, BB life, the ride B cars, the chilling, they got homes, they got 24-hour electricity, and stuff like that. Well, and this have been the life of the Liberian people because we continuously do the same thing over and over and nothing changed. And that's, as you said, you see some folks, you can see struggle in their faces. I mean, you can just look at them and see what they are going through. But I hope something is done. I hope they. Sometimes I don't even have confidence in the laws in Nigeria. I mean, sometimes I don't because based on past history, uh, 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 people have done a lot and walk away. I ask myself, what happened to the three kids that passed? Said they got drowned. Nothing happened. What happened to the girl that were killed? That young, beautiful little girl. The story says that her boyfriend, she was dating a Lebanese guy, and whatever happened, and that was it. She died. And others died. Nothing became of it because I hate to say this. I hate to say I respect the law, but I think the law in Liberia is very weak. We don't have a credible system that can really prosecute people. The police is not really. They don't have the logistic. They don't. So to actually fight crime, to actually they will be relevant.
People decided like just they don't have the training. They just
Yep.
don't. Yeah, they don't have nothing. So because they need actual training before they can even get into logistics, they don't have none of that. It's very sad. Go ahead, my brother.
They don't have. I said they don't have the logistic. I mean, moreover, you see police car. Some other places you go, if somebody was to commit a crime, you call the police, you have to either send money for him to take the motorbike, before they can even get there. When I think about Liberia, I don't think about Monrovia. I think of people living in Bassor, in Lofa, Nima, in some of those places where people will kill and walk away free, commit crime and it's free. It's a norm and nothing happened. But Sylvester, I want to come in, I want to chime in. Let's talk about, yesterday we talked about some contradiction from the executive. We listened to President Boycott talk about when the yellow machine was first introduced. He made a statement. In fact, they wanted to put my picture on the machine. I told them no. He said, in fact, Jawa said he ain't got money to pay for this and all that. Now, the yellow machine in the country, I'm in favor of those yellow machine companies, to be honest. But it's what is wrong with them telling the Liberian people this how we acquire it, and this how much it's going to cost, and this how much we're going to pay. They said government have nothing, no, absolutely nothing. So then why did President Boycott make people comment about this yellow machine? I want you to comment and share. You're muted.
Sorry. The situation is beginning to unfold and unfold in a more appropriate way. Now, the president is now coming in too, and let me commend the office of president for the letter written to the legislature, informing the Speaker of the National Legislature and the House of Representatives that there have been no conclusion. There's actually no deal yet on the Yellow Mission process. Let me commend the president for being open on that process, and that's what we always say because there's a huge hula baloo on this whole process about what is unfolding on this Yellow Mission process. With the personal letter written now to the legislature via the office of the speaker, informing them that there's absolutely no deal. Now we're going to push the government, the entire government of the republic, meaning the executive and the legislature, to now go and begin the process. But again, the legislature will be the one to begin the process of pushing whatever plan they got. If they're going to transform that into a legislative plan, then forward that to the legislature. But the president now is clear that there's absolutely no deal. Now, we will now begin the process of asking more caution. If there's no deal, how come we have yellow machine in the country? How did the yellow machine get to the country? Then we won't be asking the Minister of National Defense or the Defense Ministry or the military how your camp is now the safe haven for those machines. But first and foremost, the president set the pace for us to begin the process now of going into the process of saying we will have to do things appropriately. And I want to believe the reason why the president of the republic is informing the legislature in fair kind, it is due to the process of that the legislature via Article 34 of our Constitution. The legislature should be raising those concerns and bringing those issue about rectifying contracts or anything that we have to involve the government of Liberia engaging into anything. There's nothing whatsoever that the government will engage with other partners or international partners that the legislature will not come. It relates to issue of money, the legislature will not come to rectify. The Constitution, Article 34, gave the legislature that power. The fact the president is not coming out to do this clarification, we will not have to come and pull all of them to the forward to begin the process of saying to them, it is time that you inform us as to how we are about to engage into this process, and then we can begin the process of now saying how the country will move forward. But it's important that we seek development. And I said it emphatically the last time. With the yellow machine coming in, it's a good thing. It's going to help the country. Do we need yellow machines that we can account for? Of course, we need yellow machines that we can account for. We can have a lot of different things in terms of the politics. We engage different lines in terms of the politics. Today, during the funeral of the sons, we have different people at the political divide. The president's son and I had a very long time coming from the late 90s and the rest of that. We met today also here in Maryland. We interacted and a lot of things. So the politics will play. And there was a time the politics is going to play, but again, nationalism and commitment to development will have to be our focus agenda as people moving, trying to push the country forward. I can recall that the Unity Party folks also kept the past government feet to the fire, ensuring that they should be accounted for what they try to do and the engagement and the rest of that. So with this administration also, despite, and that's what the last of folks said, they didn't understand the process. I'm from Lofa. The current president is from Lofa. He's my uncle. But we will have to stay keeping to account to the people of Liberia on the basis of what he told the people he's going to do. So that's the line. Accountability and transparency should be the hallmark of this administration. And we all should focus on that pattern. And that's one of the reasons why we have to move on. But the Yellow Mission process is a very lingering story. We have to linger for some time. Are we prepared to let it go? No, we need to get accountability to this process so that the people of Liberia will be appropriately informed as to what is it that is important in the country. It's important.
So do you see, before we go to Grace, what do you think triggered the president to have made those comments? Now you're saying, because folks are saying the only reason the president wrote that letter is because he had folks appearing before the House yesterday, and that's why he wrote that letter. Because what may have triggered? What did he come up with all these things? So he knew about the yellow machine. He knew it was coming in. He even brought about the revenue, the commissioner of revenue, talking that he would say, oh, he got no money, he will not use the money, or he will not have money. Something he said to pay for these things, So what did he get that from? Where did the president get all this? Why was he making that kind of statement?
Yeah, so you see, that's the politics. And we politicians, we natural politicians, and I refer to myself as a natural politician because I'm a student of political science. And we refer to others as those that want to come to the science. We study the science and we got the authority to interpret the science, right? So we natural politicians, the reason why the president did that was clearly that there was this line that there was not, we still got a half-baked deal. It's a haphazard deal. The president would not move to the legislature with this kind of a half-baked deal. The reason why the president tried, and he's a strategic leader. That's why he's doing what he did yesterday or 2 days ago. The reason behind his letter is that he wants to inform us that we've done nothing yet. They're working behind the scene, doing all of the necessary negotiation, trying to juxtapose all of what had to be done to correct all of the mistakes. Because you move the legislature the way you move a heavy blow. The legislature will have enormous powers of power to reject and nail you to the wall against the people of Liberia. He's going to say to them, hey, the executive got the power to negotiate all of those issues for you to rectify. The ratification power is within the legislature. Before you can rectify, we got the skills and the power via the constitution, the law of this country to negotiate. Now we don't have any deal yet. That's what he said. We don't have any deal. He didn't say we are not engaged. He didn't say we are disengaged. He said, well, there's no deal. Maybe that would give him some room.
So how you know what, Chris got to come in. Chris, how can you say you got no deal? How can you say you got no deal when the machine are already in the country and it's packing on government property? So how can you say you got no deal?
Thank you, Peabody. And you see, that's the politics part that Sylvester then would play, because you know he's a student of political science. For me, I'm not a student of political science, I'm the student of the layman of Liberia, and I also put in Liberia first. But at least I'm a student of public relations, and I'm also a student of human resources and employment relations.
You student of something.
That's what I studied. Yeah, so I will come from the layman point of view. The letter came in. That letter was just to cover up. It's a cover-up letter. Because the president knows that this thing has a backfire behind it. He said that machine, to tell you the truth, that machine, the guy who bringing the machine to Liberia, I think he's a Ghanaian. They not start to do with the Ghanaian thing because the same thing they did with the boss, until they cannot poking after them. The guy, I think that's what I'm hearing. I don't know whether it's true here. It has to be confirmed. And for some reason, I think you related to the guy who bringing that machine to Liberia. So I will find out more information concerning that machine. But the letter is just to cover up, and it's a shame that these people do not go through procurement process to do these things in the backward way for a government like this, who keep knowing, they say they know everything, to be able to go through the processes for Liberian people to know that this government is serious, and for the international community to know that this government did not come to play but to change that law and rescue the nation as they promised. For this thing to be going on, you don't think anybody stupid here? The Liberian people, most of them will be stupid on the particular part because they're just thinking that, you know, not that they're stupid, that to say, but they're not informed. Let me just say that. And the people are saying that, oh, you know, he agreed with the yellow machine. Why will you agree for the yellow machine to enter the country with all proper process? I don't care whether we want the roads to be built. Everything has to go through proper process. That's the processes we are missing in Liberia. That got the country behind. If we follow what we're supposed to do in the legislature and what the House of Representatives are supposed to do, what the Senate is supposed to, the part is supposed to play, we'll not be going through this. This thing are going to be long done. All these things then now they're trying to cover up, because let me tell you, that $80 million they're taking, half of that money there will go to pay the legislature and to sign so everything can be clear. That thing is going to be signed, and that whole deal or the budget is going to, the loan is going to go through. Waka already told his people, I don't trust Fanatic Kofa when it comes to that, because Fanatic Kofa right now, he's shaking on the CDC side and he's shaking on the UP side, so he will be taking orders from the UP right now, because that's the first side in the first place. So we don't trust anything concerning this government, and we cannot come and fix these things and be saying that, you know, oh yes, it's supposed to be the political science student here, you will make all the things and proper and put in there. Joseph Waka is my uncle. Just stop their uncle thing. This thing is destroying that world. You're Lofa people, you're very, very tribalistic. Just stop their uncle thing here. Retire with it. Joseph Waka is the president of Liberia. He's not uncle to nobody. He's supposed to sit in his position and do a job for the Liberian people. We are not here for that. We are not here for that, because if you attach yourself to somebody and say, yourself, Lofa Julius, my brother, Then even Liberian phone, I can't say anything against Lofa Julius. It's not fair to the Liberian people. This man is not proceeding. He's not going well in the government. They're going to pay the legislature. Each of them will pocket at least $50,000 and that deal will be signed. Majority carry the rule. I don't care the other two people who wanted. It will still go through. But I think Kofa has given us his right now. So we just said now we'll see it. It will pass. The yellow vision will come. They don't have no maintenance requirement on those vision. What they will do to maintain it if it gets poor? We said now we're watching. We'll see that broad aggressive again when it comes to that. Thank you.
Before the mic comes, that appear 3 seconds.
Baba Julius is here. So I will be the moderator of the day. So I will turn it over to Julius. Let him take over from there.
Yeah, Julius will take over from here probably. But before Julius come in, let me say here clearly. This is not about tribalistic sentiment. I'm not a tribal. I'm not. I don't even get engaged in tribal cleansing and the rest of that, ethnic cleansing and the rest of those kind of tendencies. I said clearly, I said folks that believe that me from Lofa, he's my uncle. I still believe that we should put them to the heel of issues that should get accountability to the people of Liberia. I'm very clear. And there are folks in our real lane that I'm not comprehending well. And again, people will move and they will not comprehend what one wants to say and they want to plead. No, I'm not tribalistic. I don't believe in tribalism. And I believe in ethnic cleansing. No, nothing whatsoever. I believe in people accounting, leaders accounting to their people. And that's what I said. But my justification as to why he wrote the letter, that's why I was trying to impute. I was imputing something about what he said, not believing I'm trying to defend him whatsoever. No, it was I was imputing that he believed that what he wanted to do was to calm the water politically as a leader. And we stood in political stand, we will predict what leader would want to do. I was predicting what he meant to achieve. And that's why he said he did that to calm the water. And he succeeded in doing that yesterday when he wrote the speaker the letter. That's what I was trying to say, Ante Grace. But again, I'm not defending him because he's my tribal man or he's my uncle. No, I'm saying he did that because he was as a pundit, because he was trying to do this to calm the waters. And he succeeded in doing that when he wrote a letter to the speaker. Most of the legislators, if you had to read from them, I'm not going to post that. Most of them say, okay, there's no deal. We're not holding to the fire. We allow them to go back and renegotiate. That's what he thought to do. Most of our folks that are commenting on our social media feed, I want you guys to understand here, this is government, this is governance. It's not emotion. It's the science that we study, and we'll interpret it to you the way you see it. You may be a little bit emotional as to how you want to react. You may be a little bit, you're picked in your response mechanism. But it's the science, it's the interpretation of what we want to see. The president did that. He did that because he wanted to calm the water, and he succeeded in doing that. That's my position here, and that's my justification.
Well, when Lofa tell me to talk again, I will come back because I'm not satisfied with your justification.
No problem. You don't have to be satisfied with justification.
Yeah,
you don't have to. I don't want you to be satisfied with it. I'm giving the justification on the basis of what politician would do and what
politician would say. Yeah.
Lofa, you can take on the show. Yes, that's what I'm giving the justification.
Well, no, I mean.
Yeah.
By the way, great show. I apologize again for coming on late. But I think Dr. Peabody did a great job thus far. I mean, moderating the conversation. So I don't think we need to have to switch the baton here. You can just continue where we stop. If I need to jump in to help, I will help in that regard. But
that is Julius show. So you want to moderate?
Why you let the crossover? You
I know. I'm afraid. I don't want to put the kid back somewhere else. I'm trying to keep him.
Steve, you let trouble. I see.
But great response.
No, I would do the best I can to keep Alex at a very minimum time. Just to make sure that we don't mumble jumble. But quickly though, let me just jump in here and in regards to what Pee Wee said earlier. I'm glad that you politicians in Liberia continue to reveal to the general
politician. I'm politician. I don't want. I want to fight.
Well, you said politicians, and I'm saying you politicians.
No, Lofa, I will hold you to it. Don't refer. If you refer to them, if you call my name, I'm not a politician. No, Lofa, no. I will hold you that. No. Lofa, you will have to listen. If we have to maintain the show, Don't call me. You don't categorize me in that term.
Okay. Then let's accept it as Liberian politicians.
No. Then that means remove it from that content, Lofa.
Okay, then you can remove yourself. You can remove You can remove yourself if you're not a politician. You can remove yourself if you're not a politician, because if you are to look at the actual definition of politics and the purpose for which politicians are in place, you will actually agree with me that we don't have politicians in Liberia. We have politicians.
No. We don't have. No. We have politicians in Liberia.
To make that clarity, so you agree with me.
No. I don't.
All you want. Look, let's be honest here. While it is true, I may not be a student of political science, but the obvious here is this: politics is an idea, an exchange of idea, and with the desire to influence or impact society. Okay, why it is true, that should be considered the justification or the definition of politics. In Liberia, we have a bunch of just corrupt individuals who are pretending to be in the interest of transformation, but they are carrying on decision at the detriment of the people. So in that regard, you don't call them politicians, you refer to them as politicians, because they are taking the way to power. People, come on now, let me
come on. You will learn if you remove me from that context. I will let you learn if you remove from that context of the politician. I'm not one of them. Let me remind you quickly.
If you allow me to learn, probably you get the context in which I speak. And
before you can learn, remove me from that politician. Remove me from that. I want you to remove
yourself. You can remove yourself.
No, I'm not removing myself. I'm removing myself by allowing you to know that what you're saying is vehemently wrong. And it's a mischaracterization. This is a miscalculation by your own individual thought process. You need to stop that.
Let's go back and that utilize the historical context. We are 170 some more years. Where have we found ourselves? Where are we today in comparison to neighboring countries or the Western world? Those countries that are developing every day, are they being governed or are they being managed by Jesus Christ? Are they not being governed by politicians?
Listen, there's no safe haven for any. There's no safe haven for any country in the world.
Referenced as politicians. They don't desire to be referenced as politicians. And let me land. Let me get my thought through.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't land if you got me. Listen, you wouldn't land. You wouldn't land if you got me in the mix. If you got me in the mix of what you're saying, politician. And Grace, I would gladly say and remind you that you will not allow no one play on your reputation this way. I know you will come out of fight. So let me react to him. Let me react to him. No one will do that. I'm not a politician, and I want you to retract that and retract that now. If you retract that, we'll move forward. Listen, if I'm honest, I'm not a politician.
If you're not a politician,
politics in the country, no one going to play on that.
Politicians are people with agenda for transformation and development. If you are a politician and you have contributed to Liberia's politics, let us reference some of the achievement. Then we consider you as one of those politicians.
I'm one of them.
We are today.
Y'all wanting to show hostage.
Yeah, we'll hold it hostage until I want you to retract this. I'm not a politician.
Okay, so let me close.
I'm not a politician. I want you to retract this. I'm not one of those politicians. I'm a politician.
If you're not a politician, your record will speak for itself, and Liberian people will make the determination.
I'm glad you're saying that now. My record. I will accept that moving forward. I will accept that my record was speaking, and I have accepted that.
Exactly.
And I spoke on behalf of the people of Liberia.
Now you agree with your record speak for itself.
I will accept that. Agree, say that. And I press you.
If you're not a politician, your record will speak for itself. Politicians make decisions and they leave behind landmark records that is referenced in achieving what they actually aspire for. We cannot make similar reference. 90% of those who aspire for public offices in Liberia are corrupt one way or the other. Those are not the behaviors of politicians. And that is why I'm referencing them as politicians. Going forward, let me address, thank you. Let me address.
And I'm among the 10% that is left to be the politician. And when you be remanded, among the 10, good, you said 90%. I'm not going to go to that. I'm not going to go to the innuendos and the rest of that, right? I'm going to go to the process of among the 10% that are keeping the base of the politics in the country and representing the people moving forward. And that's why I'm very clear and meticulous.
Maintain that.
Let's engage in the politics. Go ahead.
Okay, Peewee, thank you. At least you made it clarity, right? Great. Now,
you schema and going forward, and I accept that position, so you can go ahead.
Going forward, you will see why we will reference these individuals as politicians, because they have no desire for transformation. If you are to look at the recent incident that took place with the issue of procurement, you having to procure equipment, basic process that needs to be adhered to, governance, good governance. Recently in North Carolina, my state, okay, Blue Cross Blue Shield is actually taking the city, the board of administrators for the healthcare management to court. You know why? Because they are claiming that the contract that was awarded to Aetna was not done through the proper procurement process. They had to go to court. Okay, unfortunately for us, due to these politicians' inability to govern the country, they have no system put in place. No one is held accountable for their action. And this is part of the reason why today we have President Boyka purposely carry on what he did with the intention that he would have been able to bamboozle his way through at the detriment of the suffering masses. These kind of behavior cannot be considered acceptable. We have hospitals, okay, with young people who are dying daily. Listen to the story that you both just went back and forth on, with Grace having to mention a young man was killed because of carelessness. And for the most part, nothing may come out of it. Look at what happened at the LDEA. Disgracefully, nothing is yet to be done about that. We are still claiming investigation and many other things that are going on in the country. How can you then classify these individuals as politicians? And you're right, Ma. I would say there should be no reason one should consider such a thing. I think going forward, we should now hold ourselves accountable. We should now hold young people at a very high level where we provide them quality education, quality health care, security, and make sure that they understand that governance was never meant to be corrupt, but the process of governance comes as service. It must. And you who serve in that capacity must understand that it should be service-oriented, not for one to enrich themselves at the detriment of the suffering masses. I read a post today, and I'll close on this note, Dr. Peabody. I read a post today from a young man who responded under one of my posts and said, this is the first time, and let me read specifically what this young man wrote, and I felt sad that he actually wrote this. That is the mindset of the young people in our country. Guys, I'm sorry. Please allow me to go to the post that I made, and this young man responded. This was his response. All right. He said, okay. He said, Julius, no, the beautiful yellow machines will fix my country road, and my family will make their farms and take our crops to the market on time. This will be my first open benefit. Listen to what this young man said. This is a young man who's in college. He said, this will be my first open benefit from the government of Liberia since birth. This is a young man who's in college. As rich as Liberia is, this man is supporting the government for illegally acquiring equipment simply because he feels now at this point in time, he will have access to plow roads. His family will have access to go on the farms. This is sad. We cannot continue on this trend. If we want to move Liberia forward, we must start to hold these politicians accountable. And those who call themselves lawmakers, reference them as lawbreakers because they are at the peak of breaking the law. The 1% are at the very peak of breaking the law while the masses continue to suffer. We can no longer continue to trend on that path and say that we have government in place. That is absolutely wrong. We don't have government in place. We have a bunch of people who are only thriving to enrich themselves and their family. Thank you, Dr. Peabody.
And Julia, you came with fire and fire. Let's hear from another fire a panelist on this show, Mr. Alex Choo Choo Jones. Welcome, Alex. Good to see you. Chime in, Alex.
All right, guys. Grace, I came on this show because you were here today, and Lofa wasn't going to be moderating the show. So, but he showed up.
Too bad. I'm moderating now, so you can exit.
No, you going
Yeah.
nowhere.
So I don't want to say I ran away again. Sylvester, nice to see you. Dr. Peabody, it's a pleasure being here. All right. So I'm just going to go into my view on this thing, right? First of all, I keep hearing the yellow machine is a good thing. That's why I keep hearing. Everybody's saying that the yellow machine is a good thing. All right. Is this the first time yellow machine has been brought to Liberia?
Nope.
That's the first question I would want to know. Okay. Secondly, why is it a good thing? Are we saying that roads cannot be maintained and constructed unless the government buys the machine? All the roads that were built under the early administration, were they built by government tractors and government excavators? So let me be the lone wolf here and tell you that it's a stupid decision. It's a stupid decision. It has no economic sense. Before you go ahead and make capital purchasing, right? In a company or in a government, you must first do an analysis to see first if it's cheaper for you to just pay contractors who already have the machine or let them buy the machine and pay to do the necessary work that you need. You haven't done it. There's no report of any analysis, financial analysis. The last time I was on the show with the Minister of Public Works, God help us, this man took $22 million with all any analysis, went and said that he was paving road. In finance, that's the first thing you do. You do a financial analysis. It's the financial analysis will tell you whether to lease or to buy, okay, whether to own or to rent, okay, and it will tell you how much equipment you need. You cannot just get up the blue and say, I'm going to go buy a machine because it's a good political decision. So all the people who say, oh, it's a good thing, they don't know what they're talking about. And I can almost assume that they really don't understand basic finance. What is the return on investment? In this country here, most of the construction companies lease their equipment. They don't buy it. UPS is one of the largest owners of trucks. Okay, they lease all their they lease it. They don't own them because they can make more money leasing than buying. I view this government, like I said before, with all the educated people they claim they have, all the experience they say they got, they have not shown it because that's the first thing people should be discussing. To determine whether it's a good decision or bad decision to go and spend $40 million or $80 million or $100 million and buy it. So the rest of the other argument people are making it, how do you maintain it? Do we have qualified people to operate it? Okay. You haven't answered any of those questions. What are your, then you go and you negotiate or you have a discussion for people to bring in huge quantities of machinery. Where are the finance people? Where are the economists? Where the report? So when people say something is good or bad, it depends on after careful analysis. And there's not a single analysis that I know of that would tell me, say, the government needs to be the one to purchase the equipment. The government needs to be the one to pave the road using the machine. equipment in counties. So I think that's the standpoint I want to come from the look of it. When you have the ministerial complex that we're talking about, where you can't even pin in a Chinese building, okay? You got a finance ministry look like a prison. You can't even put broken glass correctly on it. How are you going to maintain these things? It would have been better you could have taken $10 million or $20 million, get Liberian companies, encourage them to import machines on their own, pay the taxes. Two things you'll be doing. One, you'll be building Liberian industries. Okay. You'll be putting more money into the economy, and you will not be indebting the nation. So it's a foolish decision because there was no research done. There was no analysis done. You have plenty of development. They didn't do one piece of paperwork because that's what the case should have been. The president should have come and stated the case, but just concluding that, oh, we brought a machine, is going to be good for the country. Are you talking to people who are you talking to? Kindergartens? So that's the first thing you have to do if you're educated person, if you got basic finance 102 degree education, you will first determine whether it makes sense to buy a machine or to lease or to rent, of which they've done nothing. So let's start from that point first. It's a good idea to buy it or bring it into the country. Because when you buy it, you got to pay for the maintenance, right? You got to operate it. You got everything, the warranty, you're responsible for it. When you lease it, you don't have to do all of that. And how are we going to build Liberian companies if the government going to continue to be playing the role in construction, continue to be playing the role in running everything? This country here that we live in, every European or developed country that we live in, the government do not buy yellow machine to build the roads or the farm. No country does that. They put a bid out, and the companies in the country go out and say, okay, we will buy X and X. They go to a bank, they get financing. So, and then that's how it's done. So it's not going to work. Say Alex Jones say they can bring 2,000 yellow machine. It's not going to accomplish the objective. And two, it's going to cost Liberia because we're going to be paying for those broken down machine 6 months to 1 year from now. No senator or representative should vote on this bill. If they vote on it, they're a complete idiot. Let them send the government back to the Ministry of Finance and Economics and ask the government for a financial analysis first. When the government has completed the financial analysis and that tells you that, yes, it makes more sense to buy instead of lease, then you can come back and pass a legislation that is appropriate. Thank you very much.
Peabody, can I come in?
Yes, go ahead, Grace.
I wanted to say that I just wanted to tap into what Alex said, that buying the buying of the machine was a way for the so-called buying, because they're taking the loan is a way to steal, my brother. The buying of this machine is not the actual thing that we're looking at. All I need is for the people to get more money and millions to divide and money. Said the mission here is just the front of the whole thing. And the what Julius said, Joseph Walker have brought those way through on this thing. We just wanted to see whether the House of Representatives, whether they got the boss. Because when I say they got a boss again, some like bro say, oh, she's costing the people boss. Whether they got a boss to reject this deal, that what will find out. And I am telling you, they don't have the cost. So this deal is going to pass through. It's all about stealing. What more money they can get in their bank account. This is why it's about. So we're hoping that they will reject it. But I'm telling you here, we'll come back here again and will not be rejected because they don't have the cost.
I agree with Savannah, come to you. I agree with Grace. But yes, the situation, Savannah, you can come in right now. The machines are already in Liberia. They're already sitting ready, probably even taking some of them to the counties, and they started work already. So, what kind of deal you talking about? That's just, for me, I always use my word, that's fly. Come on, Sylvester, go ahead. You're muted.
Quickly, before I can, I listen to all of the great panelists, before I can exit a bit because I'm on other line here. But again, it's important. You just said something very profound just now, that part of the process is that we already got the process in the country. And I'm not sounding here to most of our Liberian partners and compatriots I'm not defending this administration. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to say to you what is currently unfolding in the country. I'm trying to project to you what is unfolding and what a government would do. I'm playing the devil advocate here. If some of you folks want to say what you want to say, yeah, you can come and express your personal opinion. That left with you. You're going to express it and you're going to have the hard feelings. But here's what I'm going to say quickly before I can depart the show this evening. You rightly stated that the machines are in the country. The government is trying to pivot from the distractions that is already unfolding in the country. And that's part of the interpretation of given to why the president wrote the letter. My dear brother Lofa, that I refer to him Lofa, probably maybe we'll retract the Lofa traditional name for him. And we'll make him to pay some fine. He didn't understand my own projection here. I was cynically sounding some warning here. There's a caveat I was sending here. The government is trying to deflect criticism from the public. That's why the government said, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. I was trying to analyze the process of political pundit as a student of political science. But most of our own brothers, people that are working here, they didn't understand my point. Unfortunately, they didn't understand it. They myopically concluded that I was trying to do things on the way to run. No, I said the government was tactically engaged into this process. Was this issue a motivation to the process of deflect this issue from public criticism? Yes. Did the president succeed in doing that? Yes. Did the legislature calm down? Yes. Because that was evident by most of the senior legislators. American posted something. He said, well, good that the president let talking, but now they would find some time to probe more. But that's what I was trying to say. I'm not defending this government. No. I'm one of those elements that believe I do not vacillate. I'm not a vacillating type of politician. Yes, and that's why I would love for Eddie Jones to cap it for me. So if you want to be successful in becoming president of Liberia, Jones will have to cap it for me because I don't vacillate. And I warned him. I told him, my dear brother, I told him before. I said, Ellis, if you want to be president of the country, come up.
By the way, you're a politician.
I'm not a politician. I'm a politician, Ellis.
That's right.
I told him, I said, Ellis, leave from Iowa.
So Ellis gets that we will call you a politician.
No, I come to you. I come to you. I come to you. I told him, leave.
I know the man.
Iowa. I told you leave on smoking the cigar and other things in the morning. He was smoking too much cigar and in the morning. I said, leave on that. Come to me.
Not is he a politician, Lofa?
Listen, let me conclude quick. But honestly, I know, Alex, and I said this to us, that this country we have, it's about time that we have politicians who defend themselves. Today, you see what happening. The Democrats believe in the moral pattern. That's why you see the Democrat now, most of them calling on Biden to leave. The Republican won't do that to Trump. Trump is a convicted felon. They're defending him, right? So the politics will differ. The thought process will differ. People will engage in different tactical means of doing the politics. Why can't introduce a system in the country to remove his government from public attack? That's what that woman did. And I was just trying to say, I'm not defending him. They left with his public relation mechanism that they have in place, the information minister, the press secretary, and the rest of that. They will come and do appropriate defense. I'm not the one portraying that. What I'm portraying, folks, in Facebook land and in radio land in Monrovia that respect me, is that I'm portraying the sense of why Baka is coming to defend what he did. Supporting that process. I spoke vehemently against the Yellow Mission process. The fact that the legislature did not rectify that, there was no rectification, there was no contract, it was wrong. How come now we have the machines on the ground and you saying this, that there's no deal? I'm not the one that should acquiesce anything to come to the country. If I was the one to acquiesce that, I would have done. But no, I'm not. I'm not the authority. There's no one single authority in the executive. That is the simple authority of moral principle and power. Is the president of the Republic of Liberia. That's what the Constitution of Liberia says, the commander-in-chief, head of government, and chief executive. And he did what he did, and he wrote this legislature. Now, if I was in that area, then and I did not do anything serious about it, you refer to me as politician. No, I'm not a politician. I'm a political pundit. I'm an advocate. I'm part of the element, the individual that's trying to push better agenda for the country. That's what we'll always do. I have done it via the New Progressive Movement to catapult the image of the country, projecting it in the high level. And I will remain doing that. That's why when Grace when Grace went to Calabash, if they engaged into now, no, it didn't help me. I got a test in politics, it didn't help me. But when I want to remove myself from, no, Grace, you know what I admire sometimes? When I see you trying to defend yourself on LinkedIn, I can just pinch you. LinkedIn, I should just pinch somebody and hear you, right? You can try. I come. When they hit you on LinkedIn, it can hear you, it can pinch you. You can go all in and out to come and defend yourself. Now you're laughing there, right? It can pinch you, you can struggle to do it. There was a time I just teased you a little bit, you went all around the place. Now you said it didn't help me. It didn't help me. What I'm trying to do, I move with the responsibility to clarify so our folk can understand what we are about to do. And that's what the politics is about. We should have thick skin. You're into the business, you should have thick skin. I've been into this business since 2005. Come 2005 to now. I've been into this as a young comrade, a young cadre coming from the University of Liberia, trained to the line to defend the people of Liberia adequately. So there'll be time when many people will not love you. They'll say things about you are not correct. Will you be moved, distracted? No. I'm not one of those. I don't pivot because people criticize me. I stick firm. And that's the reason why. I stick firm like the world is the mountain in Lofa County. And that's why we are the world is the mountain. And that's why we can. But Lofa will have to engage. We'll take you back to the top of the world and reassessing your Lofa title. But we'll have to have a discussion on that. That the people are saying so that's on a serious note, before I
Lofa brother.
Yeah, before I can leave you guys, the president did that to defend his government and protect his government. Lofa, you should understand this. You would have done this as a president of the Republic of Liberia. That's what President Bwaka did. Am I defending him? No. Am I saying that the right thing he did? Yes. Do I believe that the right thing he did, if I were in the position as president of the country and went through all of what he did and blunder, where I come to cover up, I would do the same. That's what he did. As a pundit, that's what my analysis is driving to.
So it means that you can't.
All right, so Peewee.
Do you know how many quickly? Grace coming in?
My question to you is that you said that if the Bwaka do the right thing to cover up his government from what happened, you say yes. If that were you would do the same thing, you say yes. So I said so. You will come to call out a wrong as a president instead of you saying that this thing we did was not in the right thing. So we will remove it or start all over with the process. So then you are a politician, brother.
Great. There's no country in the world. You listen. There's no country in the world, a president of a republic or any politician would come and give in. There's no country in the world do that. And that's why the politics fix the line to repair your mistakes and move forward and force on. There's no country in the world that it's not a romantic game. Grace, it's not a religious game, it's not a romantic game. And when you know, Machiavelli said in the book of Prince, he emphasized on this process. I will
if you
on that level in Sunil.
Allow me to just
emphasize on the book of Prince. But gentlemen, have a very wonderful evening. That Peabody, I see you smiling. I don't want to bring the political aspect of the politics. I want to bring the political aspect of what Machiavelli said. And what
are you going to repass? You think going to repass?
Why Jean Rousseau stated? I'm on my way.
Okay, before you go, let me say something to you quick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Grace.
Before you go, I want to say something to you quick.
The man is going to repass.
I want to my brother. I have to correct him. You said something about the devil advocate. On this platform, I don't associate myself with the devil. The devil stands for evil. So if you want to talk on the two sides, you can say, I mean, just play the two sides here. And let's talk it torso in that without devil.
And Grace, let me also correct you on this statement. The devil advocate in news.
The president said you were dance with the devil, and now I got like right behind.
No, Grace, let me say this to you also. On the devil advocate in news in the country while they as Liberian at the war over globally. The devil advocate is a philosophical word. We philosophize. It's a philosophical thinking. It's a matter of philosophizing the thought process about what's going to happen. It's not about you associating with the devil directly. So if you know this, we don't understand this moving forward. It's not that we're dealing with the devil, but we do this to set the defense tactics from both sides so that you can set the basis and do a balance so there can be a cushion as to where the both angles are going to meet. So you're going to step as a shock absorber somewhere and move on to the other side.
Correct. That's what we're saying. When
so
it doesn't mean correct. one person will one person use something to be correct for the whole world. So let's just be clear. It's not because it's a whatsoever terminology you're using. I just saying when you tell the devil is associated with evil. So if you want to play the advocates on two sides, you can say me play
But if we want to go to that, the devil, so every day we all slip and we go the other side of evil also. Every day you as human being, trust me, right? Every day. So now you will say you don't want to do it. The Bible said the Ten Commandments. The Bible said thou shalt not drink. You are in Calabar. I know you have changed on wine. I mean, the devil up to that. So that's the see. I saw you Calabar. They said the Bible said don't be equally yoked.
I don't drink alcohol.
Don't be equally yoked. The Bible said that people have me. You're a pastor. Don't be equally yoked.
So Dr. Peabody, I'm not going to tell me.
I see you guys. You so bad, man.
Thou shalt not drink.
Yeah, don't be equally yoked. So if the person not drinking, don't say that was that.
Sylvester, give me a second. Sylvester, give me a second. Let me Sylvester.
Who drink that unbeliever?
Let's see that, man.
Sylvester, please, hold on 1 second. Before you give me 30 seconds to go to the repass. You see the reason why I said there's a difference between a politician and a politician? A politician will have identified the problem, draft out possible solution prior to the ascendancy, considering the laws of the land with all desire to prevent having to break the laws. That's what a politician would have done because they would have prepared themselves. What President Boycott did is an act of a politician. He tricked his way to power, and now he has no understanding as to how he can solve the problem, and so he's trying to bamboozle his way, and that is the nature of most Liberians who desire public office. They don't come with an agenda as to how they can solve problems.
Before I leave you, Julius, I'm not a supporter of Boycott.
I never said you were. But the reason why
welcome back to the US. Welcome back to the US, and then have a wonderful time. I'll see you guys.
Have a nice day.
I wish I did a repass, but man.
No, I'm not. I left the area already. I'm not going to repass. I'm taking my kids out and other things. My family.
The man in DC, so you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going deep into the DC area.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the area of politics in the US.
Yeah.
The domain of politics in the US.
You're right there with Black brother Joe Biden.
I sympathize with the Democratic Party, right? So we are looking at how Biden is doing. So we're talking other one. We want to see how we're going to happen in the line. But yeah,
so Biden should take advice for Joe Biden. Who advised a friend?
He said Biden said to her they see. He said, "I see Uncle Joe over there. Uncle Joe and myself, the CH, we will stay for them a second term. We can toss and forget. We don't forget. We will say goodbye and we'll get move. Have a wonderful time, guys.
All right. God forbid it won't happen. But you know, Dr. Peabody, just to go back to what we were talking about, this whole issue of the yellow machine, something Ellis spoke of, and I'm going to highlight that. Whether this is being purchased or if we are simply inviting them to get a piece of job done, contracting, and then we'll have to hopefully pay them off or however we can have it done. But I saw something today that I just simply want to share with us, right? And when I read this, I was really upset. The fact that it says Liberia's debt stock, okay, as of December 2023, stood at $2.3 billion.
Jesus.
Okay? As of December 2023, we stood at $2.3 billion. Of the total debt stock, domestic debt accounted for 1 billion with a B. 1 billion with a B. Okay? Which represent 43.73% of the total debt stock, while external debt accounted for 1.3 billion. Wow. Now, all of these figures, I want you to take into consideration. Here you are, we're talking about yellow machine to come in the country. Possibly we have to pay, I think, what is it, 80 million or something of that sort. Who's going to pay for it? Your healthcare system is in a deplorable condition. Education system, young people having to sit on cement to get the jobs done. The young people have no understanding as to what it takes to acquire quality education, because vast majority of the time, politicians have these people protesting or in the streets doing nothing that is beneficiary to their futures. Now, listen, just read that or those figures. How can we then sit and say the president is now trying to maneuver to calm the situation? Yes, I agree to some extent with Peabody that yes, that's what he's trying to do. But no, the likes of you, Grace, and other people who are courageous enough, and let me use this opportunity as a matter of fact, to thank those courageous lawmakers like Musa Hassan Bedari, what's his name, Yeke Kolba, and other people who are saying to these guys that, look, we will not stand for this. Okay? Because a lot of the things that they're doing, a lot of their colleagues are going to go against them. They're going to try to paint them to be the, the black ones. As black is often referenced when bad things are being discussed, even though that is not a good thing, but that is how it is often done. But here's the reality though. Are those people considering the future of other people? Yes. We must start to fight the corrupt practices now. We cannot wait until the future generation are literally victimized. Then we say, okay, you know what? Let's start. Where do we start? When do we start? But at the same time, Dr. Peabody, here's the reality though. We saw all of these things. If you are to take into consideration President Boykai's record, all of his professional experience, all of the areas he worked, who can honestly point to one positive thing that he was able to do that left a mark, whether on our economy, historically, however way, who can honestly point to these things? They reference his tenure in government. They don't speak of what was acquired, what impact, positive impact was made. Instead, they use his time in government, not considering that he lived on literally every part of his life was based on his time in government. And this is not what we are about. I think at this point in time, we need to think innovatively. Innovation is the next step forward. How do we actually get the best and the brightest ones to be a part of the development process, not to continue to recircle the same group of either lawbreakers or corrupt politicians and accept them to be a part of the system? No. And that's why I said every time I sense anybody who is in the midst and just go off on them, I celebrate those people, because I think those are the kind of people we need in the midst of those politicians, because they're not working. Have you listened to them in session? Have you ever listened to them? They are a bunch of kids. They behave like a bunch of kids. Yep. They don't listen to each other. They are very disruptive. They're always on their mobile devices, either texting, chatting with each other. They're yelling over each other and pretending as though they're a bunch of high schoolers or grade schoolers in class. How do we expect to get anything out of a group of people like that? We can never get anything out of them until they understand how to conduct themselves and identify the reason for which they were elected to those positions. We will never get anything out of them. And that's part of the reason why some of us will not respect them. I know folks always say, respect your leader. I respect my leader if my leader understands his responsibility and give me due respect. You will get same in return. Until you give me respect, you don't get one from me. Thank you.
And which is true, Julius. I don't know what's going to change. Grace just came from Liberia. I don't know what's going to change. I got no hope anything will change. If you want to be transparent, if you want to go to follow the law, you not break it before you follow it. And that's what we see there. The yellow machines are already in Liberia. They're already functioning. And like, we don't give a damn. We'll bring it and let them talk. Like, people can talk. They will talk 1 or 2 days and it'll be quiet. And nothing will. become of it. And that's exactly what it did. Because they know the amount of the Liberian people. They ask you for 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it. If you give someone them money, you close the mouth, and nothing going to happen. I mean, like Grace said, you take that thing to the legislature and give the poor some money, it's done. In the first place, they didn't even give the House of Representatives, they didn't give them their package yet. So you dare anybody to open the mouth and start making big issue out of it. He will not get his benefit he's supposed to get, or they will delay it. So the first thing they start talking about themselves. I mean, I ain't talking that, I ain't even get my benefit yet. I still get my car, I ain't get it yet. They gonna go put your order and I give you a car and things like that. They will not do it. So all this noise you see people making, nothing will become of it. The man stood up at the presidential, not a presidential, Ellen Johnson building in Congo Town. I don't know what the name of that building, and said that, oh, they even wanted to put in my name. And I said, oh, just bring it. That Liberian people don't put my picture on it. They still brought it and put it flat there. So he forgot what he was saying.
Can you imagine?
So he didn't know about the yellow machine. All he was saying and bringing in the chief revenue, the chief of revenue, all of that, bringing him in the conversation. So he didn't know what he was saying. Liberian people don't know how much this machine is going to cost. They don't know what part of the country now they not give people to come and mine or do something for the machine. And people will come in, they'll make millions of dollars. And then they're going to spend a couple of millions on training people. They say they want to bring the maintain it for 1 or 2 years. Who made all that decision? I listened to Mama Ability on radio. They were interviewed. Oh, we're going to maintain it. We're reaching the agreement for 2 years training. Over 100 Liberian will be trained. Over 100 blah 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 blah. At the end of the day, you just said a thing. Liberia owe almost $3 billion out of debt.
Because when I came here and said that they were having problems, I said we are left the government with $2.7 billion of debt. And there's a sheet that Liberia debt have been cleared when any just.
And then you put it right back.
To go to carry it to $2 billion.
To where it came from.
So what that $2 billion? What they did with that money? Because if you go to Liberia, the roads, look, driving across the bridge, everywhere in the country, even the roads in Broad Street, the roads are damaged. The people did not maintain the road. Every time I drove on the roads and I went back home to where I stayed, when I went back, my stomach was running because you know when you're not used to that kind of thing, all your intestines are going up and down. And so I used to get even worried in the morning. How am I going to get to these places that I want to go to? The roads were just too much for me. They never maintained those roads all through the last 6 years. And now they come in saying they bringing yellow machine. Joseph, let me tell you something. Sylvester Gillespie is the president of Liberia. He's making those decisions, and Joseph Boakai just signing on the paperwork because we Liberians decided to vote an old man into power, and he doesn't have the strength right now to be even want to do some things. They just read the paper in front of him, they tell him to sign. That's why he never knew that his picture in the Liberian flag was even on the machine in the first place because he knows nothing about that machine. Mm-hmm. The decision was made by Mamaka Belete and Sylvester Gillespie. So they're carrying on the country, and those people, they are not wise enough. I'm sorry to say, because if they're wise enough, what Ellen said on this platform, they are going to go through that right vetting process, and they're going to find out if they wanted to hire companies to do this work or bring the machines in the country. They're going to do all of that with the finance ministry. But look at the finance ministry. The finance minister finished resigning right now. I think it's Anthony Gay. He's acting, and now you're saying that Gafon are going to get in there. Why are they always putting these same people over what was there?
Because they are the powerful people in the country. They got money. Listen, I was watching a documentary yesterday on Nigeria. Nigeria has a brain drain. I mean, they got so many educated people, they don't even have the job. That some of the people are leaving the country to go to other places to find jobs. Liberia, they rely on one people. Once you serve there, and once you serve in a high-profile position, your name will be a resume for the rest of the life in government. Everywhere you go, they'll say, "Bring the person." Oh, bring the person.
That's why the people can't perform on the job because you bring in the CEO people that were in those positions for years that did nothing. You bring them back. Instead, you look for competent Liberians that have the knowledge and the experience and also the education to do these jobs. You know, and then I don't understand how they expect Liberia to change.
Okay.
And I see people
Look how
say,
that
oh,
speech,
people
huh?
who are getting into power. They got the two parties, they're fighting over it. People say, oh, this and that. Look, let me tell you something. I'm not a Seiko fan. I don't support any individual. My support is for Liberia. I keep on saying it. If I Liberia come and I see something in them that they have this plan to be able to carry Liberia forward with every other qualification added to it and the credentials clear, that person are going to jump behind it to help the country. So I'm not like your regular Liberian people who stick on one person and you're Seiko fan and you're stuck on them, stuck on syndrome. You're stuck on your abusers because the people in our country they're abusing you and you don't even realize it. Look how the people look so poor. You driving, you see the people, even the children, the women and men on the street inspecting the cars when your car parked. You see them just walking like it's so pitiful. And then you won't call your country serious country on put your kind of oh the person obsessed with that person and this and that. I got reason to be obsessed with any other people. Do I have any reason for that? Do I look that I have to be obsessed with corrupt politicians? I do not have to. So you just won't have to be obsessed with them because they are abused and you're used to their abuse, and so you're stuck on them. You will continue to praise them. Your children will continue to praise them, and that's how you will live your life, your rest of your life in poverty for the rest of your life. I am not in poverty. I am not. In a great mindset, I live in a mansion. Or 5 bedroom house that rents a mansion. That's why I live in the great United States of America. So I will not be part of your poverty syndrome. So I will not be able to stand on anybody who is not doing the right thing and continue to praise them for no reason. I am not. I'm not going to do that. And that's the reason why I feel sorry for the small handful of people who see the light, but they are not in the majority, so they cannot win. They're fighting that this is not right, and because they are not in the majority, it's not happening for the country. And it's time for us to continue to sit here
Grace.
and you're not listening to it, and you think you're going to because you're sycophant to people, you think everybody will be sycophant to them.
But
So
Grace, you think it is by mistake that your politicians buy into the idea of not providing enough funds for quality education? They understand exactly what they're doing. The reason why they will do these things to keep the people in abject poverty is because they want to keep the people in their pockets. They know if they were to provide equal opportunity to quality education, quality health care, job opportunity for every Liberian, if you're willing to work and be a part of a competition, all right? And jobs are awarded to people not based on their close proximity to anybody in government, but based on competence. They will realize that the people themselves will understand that they don't have to rely on these politicians. They don't have to rely on these lawbreakers. Instead, they will fend for themselves and they will start to excel. And remember, we are incentive driven. When we start to excel, we want to get more. We want to get more. So we start to go. So they feel challenged. They don't want that. So they would not see reason to invest in education, because if they invest in education, the young people out of college will kick them around. They will move them out of the way. So what do? They take away from the college fund and give it to their kids to travel abroad and seek quality education so that their name can remain. Again, it's the status quo. It's not about how you can transform the nation, because there are so many innovative ways. We are in the digital age. There's so many ways that we can transform Liberia. If a leader who desired to see transformation was actually at the mansion, he or she will seek the simplest way to make sure that resources are distributed evenly across the country. How is it that you can sit in a country like Liberia with just 5 million or more population and almost 95% of your people live in abject poverty? Why?
They just said they live in
Have a sport that we can utilize agriculture. President Boycott, who actually spoke on agriculture, he claimed to value agriculture when the budget was created. How much did he allocate towards agriculture? They claimed they came up with an agriculture program. Did you hear them mention how these different programs would have been implemented, how the plans would be implemented? Because they have no understanding. The basics to governance is lacking.
Almost all the people who go out there to seek job, 85% of the population wants to work in government because they are not looking to open the private sector. When the private sector is open and lucrative jobs are created, and we start to make those government jobs to seem like nothing, like it is done in the United States, you will see reason why people will not want to go into those offices. Nobody will want to become a representative. They'll not kill each other. The reason why ritualistic killing is so high in Liberia is because everybody killing other people's kids because they want to become either the next representative or senator. That's the reason why you have to deal with the issue of ritualistic killing. Why you will see a young man in his 30s, 40s grab his bag, pretend to be a millionaire in America, but grab his bag to run a bag for a job in Liberia. That is because they feel like that is the shortest route to riches. So they will do any and everything. Some of them are too lazy. They're too damn lazy to compete in the Western world. So you know what they will do? They grab their bags, fold their arms, and run to Liberia because it is easier said than done in Liberia. They can easily obtain jobs in Liberia because they ran campaign, because they stood around yelling with nothing, okay, substantial to defend their claims. And at the end of the day, they are awarded jobs because of what? Because they stood around and ran their mouth. It's not.
But let me tell you one story now. I went to the Capitol building and I saw, men, able-bodied men, and some few women. Late in the evening, around about 4:35, they had some placards in their hands. So I thought it were actually placards that they were actually protesting for something. So then I asked the driver me. I said, "Oh, the people protesting." Then one of the men came from the Capitol building. I work in one of the lawmaker office. So then he said, "I don't think the protesting was this way." So I asked the man, the protesting. He said, "No, they will come here after work to wait for Fanatic Kofa to come outside. Then he gave them money. So they just there holding the placard, praise sinking him. That's how low the Liberian people have gotten. They're holding the placards and on the placards then they are praise sinking the speaker of the house, and then he comes on and gives them some dollars, $10 here, $5 here, and then they go home to their family. That's how cheap Liberia has gotten. That's how subjected they have subjected our people to these people that are supposed to make the laws to change their lives. Liberia is not a big country, so big that nobody's supposed to be poor in our country. The people are poor. 97% of them are poor because these people refuse to do the right thing. The House of Representatives, the Senate, it's a gentleman's club. They go there and start to, argue their bosses between one another and who think and say and why I say will pass and why I don't want to do this. And that's what they're doing to the people in the country. The people just sit there because when you sometimes when you use some people abusing you, it's just a woman in a domestic violence situation. They may abuse you at a certain time. You think that love, every time he beat you up, then you say, oh, maybe he loves me, that's why he's doing it. Then you remain in that why he beating you up to the detriment of getting killed. And you stay in that position because you were stuck on him. That's how the Liberian people are. It's sad when you go there and you see the thing, you be like, oh God, I wonder. But the people had never ventured up before, so they would really never know. It would take a leader who loves the country, have the heart to make that change for the people to realize that this is not life as usual. These things don't happen around the world. It only happen in Liberia. And we hope and we pray that they will have strong representatives to stand up to these people and speak against wrong. No matter what side they put you on, whether they're your friends, but you will do it for your country and let other people see that you are different. Regardless of whether you lose relationship in this thing, you have to stand up for the right of the country because it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do.
Well, Alex is in the back. I'm sorry, Alex. I don't know. You
Yeah.
didn't see him bring it.
No. That's not you guys for just a busy day, and I have some other things going on. But anyways, look, Grace, you're absolutely right. The people are used to mediocrity. They are used to abuse by the government. So it's okay for government to break the law. But the man who steals the billboard, the pepper, then you want to send him to central prison. Okay, and that's a culture that has germinated in Liberia, and it would take a reformation to change that. What do I mean? You got to get rid of all these people in elections. You cannot keep bringing the same people in government, you know, because for these people, this is a game. This is a game. You know, they don't care. Their children and the children don't have to go through it. They have their homes here. They can come to the children graduation and make enough money in Liberia to pay for the homes in America. What do they care? What would somebody on the radio talking to them will matter? Nobody goes to jail for corruption in Liberia unless you're a petty thief. So, you know, some of the people who talking about the very law, have they declared the asset? Julius, Amarcone declared his asset yet?
No.
Okay.
He
So how
never
can you
published
even
the answer yet. All the way the person
publish
publish
it?
it when you still have
Okay. So the very same people who talking about law, you know, and standing up for the right thing, you haven't even published your asset. You know, so you know, it's just unfortunate, and we just gotta pray and hope that by this time around that the people in Liberia will understand and stop this being used by these politicians. I totally agree that they're playing tricks on you. They are dividing everybody. The other person can they get one group of people, you know, whether it's a tribal thing or it's a party thing. You know, people just gotta sit down now and say, you know what, this has not worked. Whether you get yellow machine, people will not eat tonight in Liberia.
Yeah.
Some child will not get medication today.
Mm-hmm.
Some child will die because of dirty drinking water. And these people, yes, investor. Oh yeah, this is a strategy. This is life and death. This is life and death. This is not some game you go on political. Oh, I will break the law, but you know what? I will kind of make a nice speech or write a nice letter. And then the sad part about it, the very sad part about it is that some of our people in this in Liberia will support that, and you are suffering. Your parents in the interior, your family, your children that have no future. No future. But then you can support the same American and the same Joseph Walker. Joseph Walker have children that will know a grandchildren that will know suffer. You see Ellen Johnson children that suffer in Liberia. You see our great grandchildren in Liberia.
Go see the person that was living in Ghana.
Okay.
I saw my own eye.
There was some of us talk here that we don't want to buy people. Say one thing to a corrupt politician in Liberia. Oh, they ready to come on you. The politician that said that second image comes after you. That the one who's suffering. That what I told them the last time, as people were telling me, oh, don't say that to the university students, right? When they didn't have buses to go to school and they can't go to school, I said let them walk. You made a choice. You are wearing stupid beret, you are wearing green shirt, blue shirt, all kind of color shirt, jumping on Facebook. Think this is a joke. Think life is a joke. You get one life to live. And if you in your 20s, right? If you don't get good education or you don't get the prepare yourself, right? Your whole life is doomed. And that's it. And most of them in the 20s, and they jumping. Oh, I playing party. I playing politics. Everybody on this show, yeah. Whether like we're tomorrow going to the sea or not, except our family, our sympathy.
Right.
Our own problem here that our politicians they know our garbage gotta be picked up. They know that when some crisis we gotta get vaccine. They know that you don't have job, you gotta get unemployment check. You know that you're gonna have student loan or you're gonna have grants, or they will not be there. So my question are, what are you asking these people for your life? What will the yellow machine do for you? Okay, the people are making the speaker $1.6 million. Let's say half of it is staff. Do you want to tell me in a country where babies are suffering? If we in America here, we don't talk about some of the things we do for people. We don't talk about how many times people call or cry and tell us, say, oh, my baby got milk. Your government can't even give 2 ounces of milk every month to the needy people. They never even done that in Liberia. We even got places where pantry for people to go for Gary and stuff. Then you want to talk about government and politician and somebody is a little better. Yeah, you can go to any pantry, you can go to any government, you go in any city or any state, and you have nothing. You can go to your state, there's some services available for you.
The food bank.
100.
Right.
Okay.
It's the food bank.
So
food
You
bank,
don't
you go
need.
to the food bank, you go to the shelter,
Yeah.
they sleep, they got places
So
for them.
you don't have a government. The government don't care. All they do the line of pocket, Grace. And if you and they say your enemy is not Grace or like a Peabody or Lofa Julius or Alice Jones, what have we done to you? What have we stolen for you? What have you stolen for you? I haven't gotten a dime in my entire life from Liberian government. Not one bottle of water. Okay? Everything that I got in my life, and my poor man who struggled and so and did everything to get me the way I am. So what government do you have? You got a bunch of gangster, selfish, narcissistical people. Look how we're doing it. Let me end with this side. Look how doing the flood. How many government officials were there to give blankets? What was the president in this country here? You have a major disaster, that president will be there. Even if he be giving passing all water just for show, he will be doing it. Your president sitting not laying down, he clearing the pool for in front of your house. They're building fences around the houses because they see people who elected them, they're not good enough. Then you want to sit down and tell me I'm a UPS, I'm a CDC. What CDC there for you? You calling every day in America, begging somebody for data, 60 other people who are there, and you even got a first transportation for EWA to go to university. Then you talking about party wearing some stupid beret and some stupid regalia, talking about from this party and that party. You better join together and look at your future. Seriously.
But
Because
Peabody, I would like to say something quickly regarding this. And you know what? This is the reason why, you see me so? There was a time that I gave to Liberia. I think Eddie started researching me when he saw the amount of things that I had done. I was like, Grace, I was shocked. I said, yeah, because I never put it out there like that. But I have stopped, you know. I decided when I went to Liberia this year, few days from ago, that I was not going to do it. A lot of people that were in that floor, they called me. Most of the children, they are on Facebook. Seek offense. So many of the politicians are seeking it. You know, I could help a lot of them when I was there, to help them to relocate them and stuff like that. I stood my ground. I lied down in my bed and I cried when I saw someone. They were sending me messages, oh, this great thing happened to me. But you honor their politician post and you seek offense in him. Like you are seek offense to him. And you crying to me, just a common Liberian citizen, have not held any position in your government. And you crying to me to help you. The good in me that I can't stand, because the good in me, I can't help it. I was almost there to say, but something in me, God spoke to me. I showed that God spoke to me. He said, Grace, you need to stand. Let these people go through that stuff. Let them go through that stuff so they can realize 2029 is for no play. This is it. After 2029, no longer speaking for the Liberian people. I move on with my life. So it's the reason why we will not be doing. Look, I was just presented something that I sent to you, Alex. I sent it to my husband as well, to bring mobile clinic to Magibi.
Yeah.
And I started to think, why should I even carry there? For what? Why? The last time when I kept continuing to I was wanting to put to our to me, I was talking to the PPCC boss, the recently one, that small thing they did to me. I got sick for 7 days. I was burning with fever when I came back to the America. Nobody cares. That's why I decided not to help these people. They call me and they are sick offense to the government official. Let them go to the government official and then go help them.
Well, you see, and that's what I spoke to earlier. I think Dr. Peabody, I don't know if you want to take call earlier, but
yeah, let's. I would agree for to take some calls because it's almost 8 o'clock. Yeah, take some calls and then we get our closing and call it. But look, all what you guys have said, I've been in it. Even as I sit here right now, I've got over 30 calls for money, and that's every day. I was in Liberia just March. I spent over 7,000 giving Liberian children scholarship, building wells, clean water, high school student in villages that I've never used computer before. We bought a computer, do everything for them. But they would leave there and go pray, sing somebody.
But that could be though.
I even want to talk. You said it all. So Judah, if we can just take some calls.
Are the guys in studio?
Huh?
Are the guys in studio back home?
They should be there. They're still there.
Okay. Hopefully they can come and take some calls. But what I was going to say,
take some calls. They're coming.
What I was going to say here is, I think part of the reason too, and I want to look at it from both sides, right? Young people who are victims today, has seen no one they can honestly trust. Because a lot of the people whom they trust over the years have literally let them down. When people portray themselves as activists or advocates, when the people trust them, then they go out and hustle their way through and forget the masses. So the people just feel like almost everybody, they're the same. So they try to, make up their way and just earn ends meet. That's all they're doing going forward because they don't feel like they can trust anybody. You, Grace, that is talking over here today. I've had so many young people reach out. Oh, a loafer, a mentor. You want to run? No, no, I don't want to run for nothing in Liberia. No, at least not now. No, definitely not right now. Nobody's about to kill me. No, because you see what happened to this young man, the finance minister. You know what that means? That young man could probably just end up victim over there and his family end up here losing him. No. But it's just to be honest, think about yourself, think about your kids. What is it that your kids are benefiting that other kids or young people in Liberia deserves as well? Just do due diligence. Just do your part. Nobody's saying you can't end up with some of the benefits that come. But these guys and women are heartless, and they give $2 or $3 to these young people, and then some of these young people end up in their pockets and run around pretending to be in the interest of the people. So I mean, it's sad, but anyway,
it is very
Yeah,
sad.
so
You know,
that's
there's a lady that's
I saw the pictures.
with a kid. The kids need to go to Nigeria for help. I mean, to India. The kids were born with this very big, I don't know, some kind of disease that the dad called the name. And this kid need to go to India. They need to raise $3,000. And they reached out to me. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Who has the kids?
Some kid. I'll send you a photo. But I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm tired with people coming to me. I'm the health minister of Liberia. Since I brought one young man here to Massachusetts at Mass General Hospital to do a surgery, I get like 10 different sick kids photo coming up to me. They need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do that. I'm not a minister of health. They're sitting down there.
That kid you're talking about him, we raise money for that kid. I think that the father uses the kid to get money.
Oh, the one with the big leg, the little baby?
No, not the baby. There's
another one. This one is the baby.
Okay.
Because I realized too when I brought that young man to America for the surgery at Mass General Hospital, the parents were using that to get money as well.
Thank you.
They were using it because over 15 people reached out to me and said that they helped the parents before. And while here, even in the hospital, the mom had a picture of her children and was showing it every time people come in, nurses come in. Oh, I miss my children. I had to warn her in the hospital. I said, you don't do that here. This is a form of soliciting or backing. You don't do that here. But even with that, prior to going back, people were so generous. I raised over $10,000 for that lady. I gave her $5,000 in Newark Airport. We got a Brussels. I gave her another $5,000. She can't give a count of 1 cent of that money today. The purpose was for her to go back, open a business, and support her child in school. We still pay the child school fee. Amma Harris at Brussels was helping this kid go to school. They couldn't even pay the child way to school. Amma had to be sending Keke to pick up this child to bring him to school. And she told me, I'm going to move from my location. I'm going to find a better place. I went back to Liberia, went to that house, and still living in that same slum.
Thank you. Look, when I tell you what me and Fred went through with it, I wanted with more, but it's a long story. We were just talking about it. The people are not yet ready. They are not.
They're not.
And let me
just. You can take your call. Alex, you coming in or?
Yeah, take the call if you have one. You have a call?
Asu is evidence of living good in Liberia. When you see Asu, he's the evidence. You know that, bro, when you post it.
We're gonna do something for the guys for the 26th.
Asu, I can hear you. You laughing. Asu is the evidence of living good when you talk about living good in Liberia.
These guys they've been very generous to us, and we gotta try to send them something for the 26th. If that even.
Oh, I already did my power. I went to Liberia. I invited Asu to Calabash. We have brush or dinner, whatever you call it.
You put a smudge in the pocket. You put a smudge in the pocket.
I put it in the pocket too. You they already know what's up.
I gotta do that too. I gotta do it.
Okay, so let's see whether we can make it now interactive. Call me on 077-2859-61. Have your say tonight right here on the show. 077-2859-61. 077-2859-61. Let's pick our first caller there. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what the guys can do us.
They said that you are phone in our studio. We need to.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we'll get a phone here already.
And my concern raised about the machine, saying that the president are not aware of this machine, no negotiation there. For you get a government official saying waka, nothing part of there, so not get to graduation. And here, taking photos, getting everything, and you're not aware. But they're going to do it for us to see as easy to say, oh, now I'm development. Development.
Okay.
Now development. Let's go by the proper channel. We want that to be developed. We want votes of our country. We want votes. We want food to carry the city for total power. But the only way is the way. When you take the machine, you carry the barrel. You have communication from the president's office. So everybody let me know.
All right, so everyone doing their own thing. You listen to that caller. The next caller right there. Good evening, welcome. Go ahead, you're live. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Lorenzo Baba, you might Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for the extra exposure this evening. Let me just say one thing. If you are a father, we are father, and you have your beautiful daughter in your home, and this beautiful daughter have a very expensive gadget that you yourself cannot afford, but you see the beautiful daughter have an expensive gadget. I think as a concern of a father, parent will be so eager to know where you got the gadget from. Who gave you this thing? And he or she will say, my friend gave to me, and this parent will be very much eager to know who is the friend who gave to you. That is very important. And I will say this to our father, Joseph Braga, Mr. President, the way you start to proceed, we are not pleased. We yesterday you were out of the page, you did all the best criticism, and that we supported you, we believe the calling you stay in government for the 42 years. That will convince on. But at the way you're proceeding now, we all yearn for development. All the people that you see that are criticizing you today, they are yearning for development. We want it. We want farm to market, road to farm for our old lady Marcheri in Grand Crew, Yasa, in Lofa County, Kula, that is in Bon County, to bring us across into the city for she our children to benefit. But as the way now proceeding, Mr. President, we are not pleased. We talk about transparency. You are the father in the home. You said nobody drink alcohol in this home, but you the one started drinking alcohol now. Why yesterday you were criticizing the left man? You see that man? All the children getting drunk in a house. They are the most used children. Now we are giving you the opportunity now to lead your own home. You see how you start so soon in the 80th stage. What can you be transparent to we Liberian people? Who is that who gave that gave you this machine?
Okay, so let's wait you ready pick the next caller. It is a very busy line, so we'll keep you on too long. The next caller, go ahead, you're live. Go ahead, you're live. You getting me, caller? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Aliyu, sorry. Thank you for the topic honor discussion.
You know, let me just tell you guys, Liberia today, when we move in, our expectation will lead us into trouble. Like for example, our president, Honorable Blanca, all his promises that he gave to the Liberian people, now he failed to go by those promises. So he will just fake the Liberian people, and for what he's supposed to do, will living and start doing the thing. No, I'm respecting Johnson. That's what he said. He said, during the computer, he said, this old man is old. We don't want going to do the work. So that's what the Liberian people do.
All right. Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
guys.
So thank you.
I
Let's
think
pick the next caller. Go ahead. You're live.
yeah, just take about 3 more calls.
Good afternoon to you people. And the point of contact. Yeah, one of your panelists said something, and that can't down me well. In America, that you want for us to be changed, you try to encourage us. They say something because you already sorted off the people them, you the put them, you sorted us them, and we choose to rule us them. We think you can bring. Because you know the party, the CDC, the AMC, who you think you can bring all of them? Point to us, like when people are trying to party to New York, show the party.
Okay. Okay. So who you think you can bring to us to show us the rightful person? Thank you. Let's hold you there. The next caller. Go ahead. You're live. Go ahead, caller. You're live.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, I'm live. I know I'm live. Okay. Thank you. I want to appreciate the panelists. I'm Kwaba Jala on Disco Hill. And I want to be very frank. I listen to all your panelists for very denigrating and some of it, like saying the right things. Is it, you don't expect, legally, we know age after 70, your thinking capacity already low. We know that's Liberians. We always taking like putting a round square peg in a round hole. And we see it. But what we think we should be talking about is to bring the solution on the table. We all went to school. I listen to Grace and stable like Jenny Greedy. Liberia, we agree. If you calculate Liberia today, like maybe 40%, we actually don't know. But we're not going to waste our time, people in the diaspora. Those people are working today. Name how many persons went to school in Liberia. That is same people that went to the diaspora and went to school. And I can tell you, most of our the 60% live better than you put in America. We say, what they suffer. If you see the player live, it can take you 10 years in America, you'll never live that kind of life. But you know what? Don't denigrate Liberians. The result we make today, even Joe Biden.
Are you part of some of what the Liberians so they're talking about? Are you part of some? So let's just hold that caller and go back to the line to pick the next caller right there. Your live, go ahead.
You see the mentality, Grace?
Go ahead, caller, your live.
Those are the ones that are getting, the handouts and other things, so they will feel like they can.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
Good evening, this grade and good evening, my big brother. My name is Abel, C-like-T, come from Problem. Big sister and big brother, they just speak my mind. I'm so happy. I was sleeping, but when I got a conversation, it got me to sleep. I'm so happy this evening, though, this thing with you people, because fire discussing about the same thing I can be thinking on a daily basis. Liberia, they here for our homes, for our life now, property within this country. Nothing we can see. We live in actual poverty. This is we some of us riding keke today, but when we come home to sleep, that war for all. Nothing. The road is bad. People know way for the citizens to even walk. Do not have car or keke motorbike walk on the sidewalk because that is what we're using today.
Okay, thank you, caller. Thank you. So just hold there. We're going to pick up the last one.
Yeah, the last one.
We are going to pick up the last one. Then we close up. The last one. You're the last caller. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I guess Julius, man. Let's close this thing out. I think it's
What
good.
you go? Yeah, you going to the repass to that too, Dr. Peabody?
No, all the way.
Or,
I'm home, man. I'm home in Ben
oh,
Sanvee, PA.
all, all you got a hot date?
No, man. You know, I just got my
You're
little class.
welcome. Thank you so
My
much.
little stuff
Thanks
on
for participating.
Friday evening.
Thanks to all the callers. So we're gonna go back to our panelists.
Uh,
Let's just cross over to
uh,
the guys.
Thank you,
Thank
also.
you, also.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah,
Let's
guys, let's
do our
go
close
to
and
our
then we
course
call
and
it
then
a
we
day,
call it
guys.
a
It
day,
was
guys.
great
It
having
was
you
great
guys.
having you guys.
I'm so
I'm
tired
so
right now.
tired right now.
I think I still
I
got to
think I
mute.
still got to move.
Yeah. Well, no, I hate to say it, but it was a great show. But it's unfortunate to hear some of the things from the people back home. But I will let Grace. I would like to let me hear from Grace because she was actually mentioned. Her name was mentioned, so I'll let her respond to that if she wants to go first. But it's kind of disheartening to hear people you want to or you're fighting for. And but anyway, Grace, go ahead.
Lofa, I was just on a call. What did the person say? I didn't hear them.
Oh
you say
well,
they denigrating that.
if you didn't hear it, don't worry about it. What you did hear, I mean, it's not.
The
It's
man
not.
said the house he's living in, a lot of them living better in Liberia than folks that living here. The
That's a
house he's living
lie.
in, you
But
can.
I just been there and saw it. So he's lying.
Well, what the
Most
man
of the
said?
people that are living better in Liberia are the government officials. Let's just be clear. They are not living any better life. I went all over Liberia. And I don't sit here to talk down at people, but I sit here to fight for the future generation of Liberians. I don't care about the people who already living there and already have decided to give their lives to these legislatures and these government officials for chicken change. I don't care about that. I care about the future generation, our children that will be left in these debts that is accumulated by these raucous politicians that sit there and want to sign bogus deal to accumulate wealth for them and their children. And leave the poor Liberian people who has the sense, not the person who call and say they live better, because you will never live better life than me. I drive a 2024 car. I'm about to buy one. So how you will live better than me then? Come on now. You cannot. Most of the people who drive in 2024 cars in Liberia are government officials. The regular citizen cannot afford it. When a war are there. So how can you live a better life than me? I'm about to drive a 2024 car right now in 2024. And maybe next year I will drive a 2025 one. So you cannot compare. I don't sit here to boast. My pain is for the future generation of Liberians that are going through the struggle. And that you, the parents, selling your rights to the government official and forgetting about your children because you only think about today and your costs. To fill your costs and wear clothes and live the life that you don't have. Your dresser and go working on grocery and your pop-up poor. The life that you don't have, and that's what pissing us off because of the children. It's not because of you. We don't fight for you. We don't fight for us either because we already living our future right now. We're talking about the future of our children. That's what we're here for. So I don't care what you say about me. You think, do I care? Am I suffering like you? I'm not. And I will never suffer like you. Let's just be clear. So I'm not here to denigrate people, but I'm here to be ignored for what you allow these people to do to the country and destroy our country that was taken away from us. When we were young, we had to run into exile because of war. I never went to my senior prom. You know that? I did not go to my senior prom. If you don't know, I had to go back in 1991 to go to school to graduate in 1992. Why should I graduate in 1990? They took that away from me. So if I talk here, I have a reason why I talk. So I don't care about sycophants and people who sold their rights to politicians that they too could live a better life, but because they don't have the mindset, you are behind all the mindsets that are behind. Liberia is the shittest of whole countries. I didn't want to say so. Thank you, that my closing.
Yeah, Grace is on fire. Fire. I gotta run. Let me do my closing. Alex, you're not running and leaving me. You're not leaving me. I'm going before you today, Alex. Guys, look, man, thank you. It was a great show.
I'm telling you that they got date tonight. He
No,
got date. That's why you ready.
man, I got my leg roasted meat play out of
The
sit
man
down
got
and go
date.
listen
I'm
to.
telling you.
I go listen. I'm a married man. I ain't got no date.
All right.
I go sit
You
down and
have a
listen
date
to.
with Peabody. Nothing wrong with that. You got a
Oh
date
yeah,
with
we actually we go out of town Monday, so we're doing a lot of packing for vacation on Monday. But
All
hey,
right.
I got
Yeah.
to play out and go sit down and call it fair green. And then I listen to feedback from the show. We eating our roasted meat, we talking, and everybody coming and they saying what they gotta say. So I do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will come see that place there, bro. I ain't far from me. I will come see it.
come, let's go to fair green. You come with
Okay.
me. Yeah, all the barbecue, everything will be on me. But
Okay.
you know, I saw girls speaking of mine tonight, and that's just how I go when I go to Liberia. That's how I feel when I see people, smart people, very very educated, and to see them begging for chicken change and to tell you they haven't had food to eat. I see people drinking from the pond, drinking dirty water because there's no water. I see people who can afford to pay $5 for paracetamol for diarrhea. I see people who just don't have it at all. They just get them to sit down. And I see other people, women pregnant, selling simple thing as guava. You know what guava is? Also, and they got the baby, or either got the baby on the back and those things on the head. How much can you make from selling a little basket of banana? Less than $5 Liberian. I see them and I'm frustrated. But then I see other people who are spending 10, 20,000, right? $80,000 cars or billing duplex, and they are commanded when they walk in the entertainment place, everybody stand up and talk about what a big shot is this guy is this, the guy is the director, the guy is the minister. I see people cheering them, but the masses are suffering. And that's how Liberia is. To be honest, my hope for a better Liberia, I don't see it coming anytime soon. I don't see it. I've given up. And one reason I go to Liberia is the little I can do here to help the people back home, those in need. That's why I go to villages. I don't go to a lot of places. I don't go to a lot of entertainment places, except Bottle Me Monrovia. But I'm into villages where baby were born, and I even had immunization and everything. Those are places that I go because I know it can have an impact on them, where somebody can have access to clean water, where a child can have a scholarship graduating from the university or community colleges. Those are people I go there to help. But personally, Liberia is far, far. We don't have a law. People can violate the law, and we sit down and say that, that Mr. Lofa Julius causing now, and then he get acquitted. Or that Mr. Peabody friend, he gets acquitted. And our people will suffer. I've given up, to be honest. I have given up. I've given up. That's my stake. Thank you.
So I'll let Alex go ahead.
Yeah, let me come, please. You can go last. Dr. Peabody, I'm not giving up. And the reason I'm not giving up is because a lot of good people are in Liberia that want to see change. A lot of people in America do a lot for people in Liberia. Maybe some of the guys who on the phone, some of the people who in government and the team they got some connection, they can get a little pay and job. All the entire revenue for payroll in Liberia, okay, that the money that come from America, $500 million every year that we send back home. We got a record every year. If that money was not there, your government, your Joseph Boga you're talking about, your job where you're talking about, they do fat. Okay? There are people working here in nursing home, taking all jobs and supporting family members, something that governments sending people to school, sending people for treatment. The responsibility of the government that what people here doing it, and then I was on a call with Cabinet Janet, wonderful man, we're talking. And I said, we got to stop this nonsense where you in America, yeah, you in Liberia there. Okay? I'm a Liberian. You're not going to intimidate me. I'm not responsible for your poverty. I'm not. I care and I want to help and I have a right to go in a country and live like any other African country. So you can bully us because talking about because you're one guy living, you're one living, you got a little piece of work or some corruption government. You know how many people suffer in that country? Go to the UN report. Liberia is a seven poorest country. Extreme poverty is one of the high, I think, 10 highest in the world. Many people who can even get basic one meal a day. Then you want to sit there and you don't have a conscience to say, even if you have a job and you're making money and you got your big car and your fence, look at the people around you. When I come in my neighborhood, you look at my neighborhood, look at my neighbors. Look at my neighbors. Look at the house. Going from the house, you see car, you see everything. You look at your neighborhood. Go look at the people who the children in your neighborhood. So even if you got some piece of job in Liberia and you're doing well, you know, it's not some validation to say, yeah, the government doing good, that why you're doing well, or the government doing good for its people. I'll close on this. In Kenya today, the president just fired his whole cabinet. The people still rioting. 5 people got killed. They burned down the whole parliament. And Kenya is a far better developing country than Liberia. Okay, if you put Kenya on a map, right, in comparison to Liberia, Kenya economy is 107 billion. Kenya has some of the best schools, the best program. And just because the government took little more money for themselves, the people refuse it. While you sit down in Liberia and children got milk and you're happy about it. That's just wickedness and that's just selfishness. Lastly, please guys, just one more minute. If somebody asks a question, who will pick? I can't tell you who to vote for, who not to vote for, but what I can tell you is this. When you play football game and there's a penalty, okay? The player that came and missed the goal, you don't come back and kick again. You don't miss the goal, then you come back, you can't kick again. You keep bringing the same recycle people. I hear people, oh, we are coming back. Oh, Poker coming back. My point is, there are other people. You can't have somebody in the House of Representatives for 18 years and your child don't get, you see any benefit. You got a president that be around for 40 years. He bringing all his CWA friends there who are in government for the last 30 years. All of them are be minister, deputy minister. And you see nothing. What I'm seeing is, then at least look for somebody else. You better off finding somebody else who having, destroyed things or stolen than to say, oh, who will pick? You have 18 candidates. 18. And you pick the same 2 that been around forever that hasn't done anything for you that been corrupt. That's your problem. Look outside the 2. Thank you, guys.
So let me close on this note, right? That individual who called and said he's living better than folks in the United States, if you were to do a thorough background check on him, either living with a government official, he's working for one of them, or he's one of those who may have obtained some kind of contract, not because he qualifies, but they awarded him the contract so he was able to steal to enrich himself, okay, at the expense of the suffering masses. I want to be clear on this. If that individual who called here, okay, calls back tonight and say he works in the private sector, he acquired all of his wealth out of the private sector, I would never come back on TCA on the show again. I dare him call back here. You know, this is what they often do because they want to remain in government. They want to use that as a platform to continue to build themselves. 90% of you depending on government job. If you don't steal, you can't live any better than life than anybody in the United States, because you know why? This is a very competitive society. When you submit your resume, they don't ask you what tribe are you.
They look at your resume. They look at what they need references or your experience, your education, as compared to Liberia, where you simply just call somebody on the phone. Fanati Kofa, I know you're a felon from the United States, but you're still serving as the speaker today. Can I still get a job with you? And then Fanati Kofa hands you a piece of job. You celebrate that because now you feel like you have excelled. All of those corrupt politicians you have in that house, you're not thinking. That's how selfish some of you are. The fact that you came on here and brag, considering the fact that over 80% of our population lives in abject poverty, this is probably some of the reason why your homes burn. Your houses, when it catch on fire, you wonder, okay, what happened? Where did the fire come from? The fire came from your mouth. When you feel like you're happy, your family is enjoying, but there's a young man who have to walk in the dark and probably get kidnapped or something done to him because they want to use his body parts for ritualistic purposes. You don't see that to come out here, even if you are enjoying yourself. You're living in a mansion with President Boycott. When people are advocating for other people who are not living luxuriously like you, just shut your mouth and listen. You don't want to listen. Like a colleague of mine would say to me,
They come on the program. They come on the program and tell you how you got your wealth.
A lot of people often say, he said to me, he said, conversation is like food. If you don't like it, don't eat it. You're not compelled to eat it. If someone is discussing something you don't like to hear it, simply change the channel and move on. But the reason why they're mad is because we hate on the slave masters. We hate on the slave masters tonight, so they book some of them to call in and say, look, you guys have to say something about what these guys are saying. They may turn the masses against us if it continues like that. I won't be surprised if they gang up and say that TCA should no longer be on air because a lot of us come out here and we call them the names that they deserve to be called. I won't be surprised. These are the kind of behavior these people have. They consider themselves slave masters. You live in a country where a little girl can barely, my little daughter, okay, 6 years old, she's reading to me. She reads almost everything. Not a single book I hand my daughter she cannot read. How many young kids in Liberia can do the same thing? Is that because my daughter is smarter than any child? Hell no. That is not the reason. But because we are not invested in these young people, that's part of the reason why they can't do that. They are in the streets with almost nothing on. And you come and bring yourself on the platform to brag about your stolen wealth, possibly. Come back and tell us where you may have acquired the wealth from, and then we will respect you, other than having to steal from government. Some of them will come, I had my money before I went to government. I end on that note. Folks, thanks for being here tonight, guys. It was a great show, man.
Wow, good. Lofa Julius.
These guys don't care about. They don't care about other
because
people.
That's what I'm saying. If some people show how much money that is sent home every month over the last year, okay, for not to the family members. The ones that are there making the money, they don't give a penny to other people. Besides the side chick there and the political people. They not hire all the girlfriend there, all the thing. That's why you can see an 18-year-old girl in Liberia who should be in college going to school and get a job. She there riding something like car because she loves the something like senator or representative, somebody husband. Is that the kind of society you want?
No, that's a good.
But look at how many other children. Yeah, that and that the one who you see on Facebook with their nails and the false hair and everything. It's sorry, some people like the false hair. Grace look very beautiful. I think our real hair, but I just say, Grace make enough money. Grace can buy the whole week so. But the one in Liberia where you even got no education, you got no livelihood, you even got a place to stay. People are here trying to help you and educate you so you make better decisions. Then you say they're denigrating you. If you're making good decisions, we won't be talking.
But
if you're not
mindset, when you say the truth, they always think you're denigrating them, but not knowing
you're
saying the truth. But that talk he said, he living no better life, my dear. He's not.
Mm.
He will continue to take back with Jerry Water because
Not the Tamo, yeah. Not the Tamo.
it's not to all agreements that we see anything, but
No.
we want to make more that destroy our country for our people then to suffer that they don't want to be talking to.
Yes.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, in the studio. All right. Good.
Well, folks, you joined the station Monday evening at 9 p.m. I wish some the closing argument team will return on this radio. So, on behalf of the entire team, we are heading for our usual weekend break, and then I'll return here on Monday night. My name is Ansu. Thanks to the entire team here, production team. Maya, been the one behind the camera. For those of you who've been following us on Via TV online, he been making sure that we have our videos and images and what you're thinking about on your screen. Join us on Monday evening. Have yourself a wonderful night. More wonderful afternoon for those of you out there in the US. Wonderful morning for those of you in other parts of the world. Maybe in Asia somewhere you are monitoring us. But from Liberia, Pinsburg City is 17 minutes past 12 a.m. So we're leaving you. We have to go here. We have to go.
Your family members abroad need to send you money? Worry no more. Henceforth, receive your international money transfers from Europe, USA, and South Africa made via Western Union, MoneyGram, and many more directly into your Orange Money account. At Orange Money, we are family.
Orange Money.